some giants are going to be called into question, and some may even fall. I mean, we're always in such a season, but yeah, big names. Even after he died, TB Joshua of Nigeria,
Mm-hmm.
the BBC published a documentary which is quite gripping.
Gripping?
Yeah, if you watch it, it is. Let me tell you, whether you believe or you don't,
Mm-hmm.
it forces any intelligent person to check themselves.
Mm-hmm. And we constantly, as a man of God, have to be checking ourselves, because the reality is, um, until we transform into that new thing,
You're vulnerable.
you're vulnerable. You
Yeah.
have to live. Somebody put it at the foot of the cross, in terms of the examination of your heart and what it is, because
Yeah.
if you use persons in scripture, David was a man after God's own heart, but look what happened to him in terms of some of the things that he did, and he had to be in constant repentance. To understand, because and some of the things, there's a controversy. What was the thorn in Paul's flesh? All of those different things, So we know that we are persons who have been saved by the grace of God, and we are, as we said, under the process of sanctification, continuously being transformed, moving from glory to glory to reflect more and more who Christ wants us to be. So we just have to be wise. People laugh. When I was telling you, say I put on running shoes all the time. Some of the time
you say you keep it on.
Yeah, man, you look at it and say, no, man.
Take it off. So there's no putting on. Born in your running shoes.
You just look at it and say, no, man.
That looked like trouble.
Yeah, so you have to say,
so,
Lord, give me the wisdom.
We're speaking in a veiled tone, and I don't like veiled tones, especially when it's important issues that some people might be saying, what are they talking about? If you've been following even just social media, and the Prime Minister said we consume too much from social media, it's made us mad.
Okay. Or mental.
Yeah, give us mental health issues. If you've been following what's been happening in elsewhere, we know in Jamaica we've had pastors, persons in holding high office in the church community. We've had them being convicted of both sexual crimes, financial crimes, and so we know that things happen. And a part of what it does, whenever that happens, you always have a cohort of persons whose faith is shaken.
Yes.
Sometimes their faith is shaken because they are established Christians who thought they had discernment and find out that perhaps they were misled, or they are either new in the faith or not yet in the faith, and they begin to have doubt as to whether the God whom we speak of is really able
to sustain.
Yes, because you think of yourself and you say, but if I go in there and I end up falling, why bother go? Let me just take out the middle step.
But you share with a lot of people, and them say I have to clean up myself
yes.
in order to come in, and I have to remind them, and says no. He recognizes that you are broken. That is why in 1 John it says, if you believe you have not sinned, you're fooling yourself. But if we confess our sins, he is faithful and just to forgive us and to cleanse us. Right. And so it is living, as somebody would say, in the shadow of the cross, understanding that over 2,000 years liberates you, and you constantly understand that you are being transformed more and more in his image as we run into our 7 o'clock break this morning. I want to come back to We have started. Many are the plans. It's Proverbs in Proverbs. It meant plan in a man's heart, but it is what God says that will cause it to become a reality. And that's Proverbs 19:21 to 23 as we go to our 7 o'clock break this morning.
We do have a minute.
We have a minute?
I noticed that you said, all right, Percy's watch is on a different scale from mine. But I want to complete. You made an oblique reference to it, and it's worth completing the point that when you see things in the news about men or women of God who are under the gun, there's a certain way you need to react to it. Perhaps now that we're at the 7 o'clock hour, not enough time, but we're going to come back to it, because it's not the will of God that you or I should be shaken by what's happening to someone else, so that our faith does not mature and go on to bear fruit in our lives. We'll take our break.
FM 100 on your dial keeps it.
And we're here with what you need to know this week. So, Tyler, this happened last week. Which side you pick?
Well, you know, sir, I like to them, so I can't really pick between Steph London and Jada King.
Hold on. You know that I talk about still?
What
it's fine. Different show, madam.
I mean, you said, based on what happened last week, that was literally the talk of the town last week. So I would like to know.
Let me say that is a different show, all right? We will be looking at that later half the year, but for now, I was just asking you which one you prefer out of driving along the north or the south coast of Jamaica. Last week, the Prime Minister toured a section of the Montego Bay Perimeter Road project, which is creating an alternative route around the central business district in Montego Bay to reduce congestion in the city. See, I always like to hear which one people prefer to drive on if they're going at Nick Grill or places around that side of the island. It looks like the North Coast kind of gonna lead with this new project, and no more traffic. Sound like a win for me.
Well, as a Westmoreland native, I am biased. I love the South Coast differently. North Coast clearly has fancier roads, but South Coast feels more intimate and communal. Nigger quarters are Holland Bamboo and places like those. I'm definitely Team South Coast. Because West Side, it is the best side.
Yeah. In other news, Jamaica remains the most hype country in the region. And if I sound biased, it's because I am. But I have facts to back it up, people. The Ministry of Tourism is anticipating over 3 million stopover visitors for the 2024 calendar year.
Wow.
People, in case you never know, that is as much as the people who already live here. Nobody can tell me so we never put the chest on Mount Everest settings because of them figures there.
We are the best. Anyways, no argument there. But as cool as that is, I want people to think even further. That is 3 million customers who can support a local business. Like the tourism minister is always preaching and teaching. We need to find ways to make the tourism dollar circulate more in the country. And the best way is to create some kind of business. Not care how small it is. I could have some sweetie ass and I capitalize on it.
That's a great thing. Hustling every day.
The money.
All right, yeah. But seriously, people, don't let what Tyler said go in one ear and come out at the next one. All right, there are some great economic opportunities waiting if you just carefully look. All right.
True, but anyway, next on the agenda, people, is another scammer alert. The National Housing Trust is warning persons about fraudulent emails being sent out by scammers, asking people to click on a link or attachment to verify their information as part of the process to access their NHT contributions refund push cards. I am a victim. Let's see the email, Van, but I'm going to click on it.
People, not a thing don't go so. The NHT doesn't use email verification as part of the refund process. They will always instruct you to make contact with them if there's an issue. So if you see them email there, instant delete.
Immediately. And this is just another reminder that we all have to be on our P's and Q's with our digital information because the scammers are waiting on us to slip. Money.
People, you have to look out for yourself, all right? Because scammer them at work overtime.
Overtime, every time, all the time, 24/7, around the clock.
Just like that. Well, all right, so the last topic we're going to touch on before we go is the farmer program, right? Thankfully, we're not talking about poor working conditions or anything like that today.
Yeah, people. Instead, what we've learned is that the Ministry of Labour and Social Security is developing a more robust orientation to better prepare individuals for the program. This move is being undertaken because there have been a large number of complaints about the attitude and the work ethic of newer workers. Not to mention, quite a few have been running off. Not a good look.
Right, people.
It don't look good.
Not good at all. This program has been helping families for decades, all right? And we can't make a few bad apples spoil the whole thing. So the goal with this new program is to do some job readiness training for the workers. Let them understand the importance of the program for everybody so it sticks around for a very long time.
Oh, yes. They also announced that they are going to be getting literacy training support for workers who would have made it through the application process if they didn't have literacy challenges. Upskilling them so they can still benefit. Like you said, Vaughn, it benefits a lot of people, so we're glad that this is happening.
Yes, people were definitely glad for that one. But guess what? That's it for Wink today, guys. You got comments? Send an email to radio@jis.gov.jm. You can connect with us on X @JIS News.
Follow us on Instagram and TikTok @JS Voice and interact with us on Facebook @Jamaica Information Service. Until next time, I'm Twyla.
And I'm Vaughn, reminding you that
Knowledge is power, so stay in the room.
A production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.
Jam Auto Parts, the place with the most purchase stuff for all your Mazda needs, is doing it again. A new Jam trailer has arrived with parts to meet any and every Mazda need. Call 461-1786 or 923-4389. Jam Auto Parts, 9 Kingswood Avenue off Waltham Park Road, Kingston, for all your Mazda needs.
Veteran Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Haggard Park Road. Veteran Printers, your best choice for printing machine.
What should a taxi service do for you? On-Time Taxi Service is more than just a ride to the other side of town. They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
We are something special on the road.
Do you need reliable health care? We have it. Yes, we do. Great George Street Pharmacy. Shop number 897 Great George Street, Savannah, Lamar, Westmoreland. Opening hours, Mondays to Saturdays, 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Call us at 876-603-7372 or WhatsApp us at 876-205-0499. Yes, we have reliable health care for you at Great George Street Pharmacy, Savannah, Lamar.
Veteran Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Haggard Park Road. Veteran Printers, your best choice for printing machine.
Ready for the war, ready for the war.
and the world. You want us back? We are back. The Deliverance Ministry, led by me, the prophet Mark Stewart, right here on Best 100 FM. This and every Thursday night from 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Yes, it's War Room Thursday. Come on out and join us, each and every one, on Best 100 FM, 100.1, 3 by 7 and 9. Come on out. Join me, the prophet, Reverend Mark Stewart, and of course, the Bishop, Apostle Marshall. Come for your healing, breakthrough, deliverance, the prayer, the miracle, the word, the testimony, and so much more. Yes, my friends, Best 100 FM, Best 100 FM, War Room Thursday, 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Join us. We are going to
Ready for the war here.
Best 100 FM is the authentic voice of Jamaica, promoting your prosperity with better vibes and better music. Let us promote your goods and services for you. For more information, call our office at 876-276-8935. That's 276-8935.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minette and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Best 100.
It's good. It's better, but nothing beats.
Good morning and welcome back. It is now 7:10 a.m. for those who like to keep a check on the time. And you are listening to The Morning Connection on Best 100 FM. Minette and Pastor Percival Palmer at the controls. Before we took the break, Pastor Percival was reminding us out of the Psalms, was it?
Proverbs.
You brought a proverb to the table.
Many are the plans,
Many are the plans of men. I think you were inspired to pull that one because of the headline that says political posturing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it says, yeah? Mm-hmm. Anyway, analysts analyzing the statements of the different political parties that they each are destined to claim the victory and saying it's mere posturing. But I love it that you just immediately went to the top of the top and pulled something from the Word of God to just humble us in our own understanding of what's going on and the role that we have to play. Because sure, we're planning and we are supposed to plan because we have to be intentional in our movements. And if we don't plan, the intention won't be established. We wouldn't even consider what options lie before us. Now, without any great consideration, we know that there are always two roads before us. No matter how it looks, it's two roads. There's one that involves righteousness and one that don't involve righteousness. Mm-hmm. You can cheat, kill, steal, bully your way into whatever victory you desire. I know that we need 21 days to prepare. Mm-hmm. There's a 21-day notice period. Why don't we know election date?
And that's one of the things we've been pushing for, fixed election dates, know, when it happens, fixed terms of office, that even is coming greater in terms of in people's consciousness. They're recognizing how important that is.
Because, and this is where, this is again a constitutional reform issue.
Yes, it is.
Because for me, we know that certain things can't happen before the 21-day begins to run. Mm-hmm. But the only reason it's a secret, the date is a secret, is because the one who has the authority to name the date is using up as much time as they can doing everything that they want to do before they say
around the place,
on your marks. And they're out there saying on your mark.
Saying all kind of things, making nonsense. All kind of promises. You saw the one where
usually have ready, set, go.
Yeah.
They say on your marks, get set, ready. That was no. I'm like, what? You never ran a race? It is ready, set, go. You can't go back to ready after you've said on your marks.
On your marks, get set, go. So no, it is so it
now it's on your mark, get set, ready. You start over again. Somebody gonna have a heart attack.
Well, somebody is having a heart attack somewhere, but may I tell you, and you know we're really into the silly season. So I saw a clip on.
Have you been watching TikTok again?
TikTok, Facebook, whatever. My son,
you're on it.
Come and show me something. I said, you saw that? I said, what is he? He said, there's a prime minister at Manchester High School saying that I know you need auditorium. I know you need auditorium. Somebody says, really? Really, the auditorium? Is that just become a reality? So yeah, all of the press
so
here.
Vote for me.
Oh,
vote for me.
Manchester High School. Yeah, right.
There was an unfortunate headline last night. A certain someone said, I must take a picture and show you, because in the news, you know how they queue up the stories.
Yes.
And they had something about criminality and the picture of the prime minister.
Are you crazy?
And they were saying his picture was frozen on the screen as this. They're like, what? I said, why do they have the prime minister's picture on screen while
they're reading the story about criminality?
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
But I did not take the picture. I just said we gotta be more mindful how we frame these things.
Yeah, because you remember some of the time they say a juxtapose headlines.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So what happens here? Was it deliberate? I think it is deliberate. No, when I see it in papers, like I'm not saying last night. I'm just saying you see it in the paper. Yeah. They say this headline and you're saying, those persons are clearly sending a message in terms of what they want to
subliminal.
See. Yes.
Well, there is a level at which I know that nothing is coincidental. I appreciate that. Who pass you, who sit beside you, who all has meaning on a certain level. Right. I thank God that these scenarios get played over and over, and so you have, as your revelation grows, you get an opportunity to use it, so you can claim whatever advantage is yours. But the first time it happened to you, you didn't even know that it happened. So when you see things like that, to those who are knowledgeable on these matters, as you see it, you know what it means. But so when I saw it, it caught my eye.
So most people don't know. There's only a few people pick it up.
Yeah, and if I were he and I saw it, I would get to my altar and begin to pray. Because I would know that I need to buckle up and armor up and set my house in order. You know, I always remember when Elaine spoke about seeing on the platform the Prime Minister, not then Prime Minister, but campaigning for office, and a placard that said something about, that referenced something that went down in the 80s under Prime Minister Siaga. And when she saw it, she read something from it that maybe other people saw it and didn't even, and she tracked it to see its fulfillment when whatever threat she saw in that sign was played out.
Yeah, I remember she mentioned it. Yeah,
people see things. People see things. Before my eyes were more open, I did not readily understand what it means to see in the spirit.
Okay.
Every time people say, they see something, I thought they saw something physical, or I did not readily understand. I didn't even understand at the time that I was already seeing plenty in the spirit, but didn't know that's what it was. I thought it was intuition. I thought it was just me being smart and kind of being predictive in my analysis of things.
Right? I know you're smart.
Yeah. No, but I mean, you tell me, because a lot of you professional pastors don't explain it. Maybe some don't even
No.
cotton on to, how it plays
Professional
out.
pastors. But it's just,
The ones who own a color.
I don't have one.
Why don't you have a color? Yeah, that's true. Why don't you have a color? Like
So they can't
long
color
I
me.
had a robe.
They can't color me. So I don't wear one.
Get your color. I know what you need for your birthday. It's coming up. I'll bring you a color.
But I will not wear it.
Yeah, but it's interesting to me that it's only with some training now, and as I continue to be under some serious training, I am fully appreciating what it is to hear in the spirit and to see in the spirit.
Okay.
How was it for you? Like the first time that you really saw something and you knew, I am seeing in another realm.
That happened a long time. No, it happened such a long time ago. Because remember, for this person, in terms of consciously making a decision to follow Christ, it happened as a baby. Yes. So it come April, it be 48 years that I've served God. And so I remember as a 17, 18-year-old, sitting down trying to make a decision. And I saw a river flowing. And I need to make a decision. And I heard the voice like clear, say, put your foot in the river and take it out. The same body of water that flowed past your inlet, is it the same thing? And I said, no. I said, well, that's why I need to step into the thing and move. Just clear. Never forget that memory.
Good. So that's a big one for you.
It was a big one because it happened as a teenager. But I remember there were other things that happened. You'd see and you put it on it. But I remember that clearly because it changed the course of my life. In terms of even where I'm sitting here today. It changed.
Yes, because that river is always flowing.
Yeah, it changed.
And there's always an invitation to put your foot in. And there's always a reservation about, am I going to be swept away? But is this really my time, my moment?
Yes.
Do I even understand? Yes.
It was.
See, now that's your kind of prophetic moment that is really, yesterday I was saying to you that God is here, always here. It is man who can go past or move towards or stand still. So for you, that word will always have meaning because there's always that body of water which you can either step into it.
And then later you begin to understand, he says, out of your very belly, there's rivers of living water. Where it flows, it just brings life, So you see it manifested in your thing. So what has made
So that's in your book? What chapter of your book?
No, you're trying to get
trying to get an early read. No, a book is coming. I feel it.
No, it is. And now that my aunties are here, they are giving me some early history that I didn't even know. And they're telling me stuff.
So the book just got bigger. Are you recording them? Like,
yes.
Speak up, auntie.
Yes, man, I am. No, but it is. So I told them, so my aunties and the one who is special to me because she took care of me. I just understand the dynamics. You have older sisters and things.
Yes. So like my son Daniel has that story to tell one day.
Yeah.
Because others of my big sisters on a rotation took care of him, traveled with us. I had taken a decision early that I was not leaving him. At a certain age, he was everywhere. So when we had to travel on business, that boy been traveling, going on planes since 7 months.
Okay.
And there would be a sister, an auntie, who would come and look after him while, Lowell and I were doing business. Yes. So the aunties, of course, loved it because one of my sisters said, "This Daniel let me get visa." Because in her passport, they actually wrote that she's something, his name is in it.
Yeah.
Like she's accompanying us to take care of. It was my sister, and we wanted her to have a moment with us traveling too, but always, so he would have that story of the aunties who,
were there with him.
became mommy
Yeah.
while I was out trying to slay giants. Oh, dear Lord.
Yeah, and you've seen some giants. Let's not take it for granted.
Did I send you something this morning? You wondered what was going on?
No, but you've seen some giants. But I'm just saying to all persons who are hearing our voices across the length and breadth of this country, the diaspora, in England, Canada. Remember Friday we were having a demonstration at the and they've got their permits, so them not joking, they're serious. As serious as a judge, as they said. Many are the plans in a man's heart, but it is what the Lord determines come to pass. One says, you can make many plans, but the Lord's purpose will prevail.
I love that one.
The Lord's purpose will prevail. Right?
It's a bold statement put there. Make of it what you will. But those who are wise would say, you know what? Since your purpose is going to prevail, let me just learn what your purpose is first.
Let me check in first with you.
Those who are operating in wisdom.
Yes, that's what it is. Yeah.
Just simply say, let me fall in line. Now, it's interesting that we kind of wandered into that stream because I'm looking some more at what Mr. Mitchell said. And at this lecture was under the series Leadership Issues. They were looking at leadership issues in Jamaica, and he tackled two things. He went to the top. What is our parliament doing, making laws and handling the business of our house?
But as you speak about, remember when we had the former parliamentarian and minister of state, and he came and he spoke. And he spoke. Remember what he said?
Yeah.
He said he was disappointed. He went there because he understood how important land was and land policy review was. Remember?
Yeah.
And he said, he was saying, but the rest of the persons, he says, they didn't understand what, they never went there that mission as to what they saw. And that was one of his greatest disappointments. So when he says about the law and understanding what they need to do, he said, we can do so much more.
Yeah, I know that. I mean, you could only have one eye or be completely blind, and you would appreciate that we're not doing as much as we could for the people. With the expertise we have and the time we have, not nearly as much. But Howard Mitchell looked at the performance of the House. It is reported that that's one issue he raised, and he says we're not getting the best out of our parliament. They're lazy, sleepy, narcoleptic is a word which came up, which I find just maybe a little ageist, because it's really the older ones who fall asleep in the House with frequency. But he mentioned that. But the other thing he went to is one of my pet subjects, human resource development, placing the Jamaican person at the center of your planning. Who is he? What does he need? How do I take care of everything that makes up the Jamaican human being? And then benefiting from the increased productive capacity, the increased social engagement, and the heart of love that will overflow. When you take care of someone, you don't have to worry about their interest and ability to take care of your business. The first time I was exposed to that concept, when I started working as an attorney, the law firm that I went to, I thought, this is amazing. They feed you, so you don't have to leave. I didn't quite understand the benefits to them initially. I saw first what they were doing. If you need to buy a car, there's a money shop that will lend you money so you can buy a car. If you need to go and register the car, pay insurance, do anything, there's someone to do it. I never went into a bank
to get anything.
To do anything beyond opening the account. And in these days when people will come to you with papers, be sure that's what they would do. You were left able to focus
to do your work.
On your work. and those who were of age and married and have children, I don't think the firm provided it, but I noticed there were many spouses who pick up the kids, run every errand, to the point where I said, but hold on, for you to be a successful lawyer, you need a wife.
Okay.
Whether you're male or female, that time I was saying, because husbands didn't do that. And the women, most of the successful women were not married.
Oh.
And the ones who were married were in some level of, because they have to take time away to have baby, and those are things which diminish your productivity.
But it has changed. They have a better understanding now.
No, like in the early day, I know banks like NCB had a creche.
Yeah, they still do.
I mean, in the early days, they had it. I don't think everybody else did. But obviously, it's a part of their culture to ensure that their main worker, which is women, a lot of women are there,
taken care of.
Don't have to worry. You could go pick up your kid and just put them in the nursery, and you're back in the plantation.
You understand the plantation.
Of course, because it's the same thing. When you were on the plantation, your baby strapped to your back or at your foot, crawling along as you did the work. Same principle. The plantation is now air conditioned.
Right.
But so the idea that your human capital should be at the center of your planning, and is not out of sentiment, as I am seeking to establish. It is because when you take care of people, they do their work and they're incentivized to be productive. They don't want to be out there looking for no other place. You are taking care of their needs.
That is why.
Even on weekends, I would go to work.
Okay. But
no, because you were so motivated
I understand
to put back into the system what it was giving to you, especially when you're brand new. And this is why like early childhood education is so critical, and the investment is never wasted. When you're a brand new lawyer, you are eating more than you earn.
Okay.
People are training you. You're getting everything you need to be established, and you're not earning much because your experience and the demand for your level of service is not great.
But
if you stay into year 5 or you're this man, they begin to make multiples. By the time I was 3 years in practice, I was earning
multiples in
fees. I'm talking about writing fees. Not how you're being paid, because you may get a target for $9 million and you don't even get $300,000 as your pay. You understand?
But the fees,
and you were still well paid.
But
I'm just using numbers to give a sense. We're at 731, and not one of the many people on the other side. Look at us.
No, I was watching.
We're watching the clock.
You're watching it.
No, you said my fault. All right. No blame.
No, I'm not going to do that. It's now 7:31. 7:31. It's now 7:31.
We'll be right back.
Veteran Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Haggard Park Road. Veteran Printers, your best choice in printing.
Praise the Lord, praise the Lord. God is good. This is already pastor and friend, Reverend Simon Peter Jones, inviting you, my friends, to listen every Tuesday evening on Best 100 FM at 7:30 p.m. for the program, The Voice of Hope, as we extend hope to the hopeless in this dying world. God is good. Be encouraged. Hope is in the Lord.
Discussions on health and education, inspiring interviews, surprise giveaways, your favorite songs. Tune into Best 100 FM this and every Sunday at 11:30 to 12 noon. It's Distinction 411, your weekly college magazine program, hosted by James and the Distinction family. Catch you on Sunday.
this one. Get healthy, my friends. Stay balanced. Tune into this station, Best FM 100, every Saturday morning, 8 o'clock to 9, for this wonderful program, Your Health Today, with me, Dr. Clarion Palmer. Yes, get healthy, get healthy, get healthy. Stay balanced. Best FM 100, Saturday morning, 8 o'clock, with me, Dr. P. Get healthy.
Goodness mercy, it's me again, Lord, your restorer, your game changer. Join me every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. and Best FM 100. It's Apostle Clive Campbell, aka the Khaki Soup Man, coming to you from 8 to 12 Orange Street, also Richmond District, Mandeville. Embrace the change.
Greeting. I go by the name of Miss Maya Waste. Catch me on Best 100. I will be discovering the greatness of Jamaica and Jamaicans through people, places, and things home and abroad. Playing you some good music, along with interviewing artists, soundmen, producers, and Jamaicans making a difference all over the world. So catch me between the hours of 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. Monday to Thursday on Best 100 FM. While stepping from a toughless smiling
Best 100 FM is the authentic voice of Jamaica, promoting your prosperity with better vibes and better music. Let us promote your goods and services for you. Advertise with us. For more information, call our office at 876-376-8935. That's 276-8935.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minette and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Best 100.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Welcome back to the Morning Connection. It is now 7:35 as we've come back from the break. You were talking about
human capital at the center of the planning.
You made the point about the investment in early childhood education, which is something that was big in the Orlando Patterson report. Yes. And even before that, I think starting with Mr. Thwaites and what he was trying to do, he said, you got to, as a policy thing, we have to focus.
Place your emphasis there. No, you would do that because you know that in those, impressionable years, you have a better chance of laying a firm foundation for things that will give you a higher return later. That's why I use the analogy of me as a new lawyer, a greater investment being put into my development at that stage and the multiples that it yields in a few years' time.
I want to share a story with you.
Yes.
Years ago, he was in the U.S. Senate. He came and preached. His name was Flake. He's in Jamaica, and New York. And he says when there was seemingly when New York was really going down and you had all of these places that had gone, the government says to them, if you take up this block of buildings and reinvest and revitalize the neighborhood. So he did it as a churchman. But you know what he invested in first? Schools. And he says, his thing was, I set up a lot of charter schools because I invested in the children. And no, what him say? I don't know about tithes and offering because those
every one of them brought their opportunities
to you,
to what he did.
And then to top it off, a guy went and preached. And the gentleman says, how much people get saved? Him said 2.5. The man said, never half a person.
Oh, I know.
He said 2.5. Him say, yeah. No. So, but it's true.
Yes.
And churches miss that in terms as I go about and I preach. And then look at what is happening in their Sunday school, in their youth. And you can say where the church is going to be in a couple of years.
Yeah, man. That's why when I see the little ones making noise and running through the church, I just smile because I said, if I keep them feeling welcome and at home,
them guys stay.
Yeah, we have a future. So Mr. Mitchell, kind of recognizing that we had fallen short in that area, makes his complaint, like Habakkuk, makes his complaint. He says the government is talking about importing labor, but you're going to have two issues. First, what are you going to pay these persons? Because not being disrespectful to Haiti, he says, if you think you're going to get somebody from, say, from anywhere else except Haiti, who will accept $400 an hour, I have news for you. So you can't import labor and pay them substandard wages, and you dare not pay them more, because your people who said you need to pay more for that job avoid the job, and then you go bring in people. I mean, know how Jamaica stay. We're going to bring in people and pay them more, and there will be eruption.
But hold on now. But even with the Montego Bay bypass,
yes,
you heard that story where they are the incorporated master builders have rates which is 4,200 on a daily rate for labor. And the Chinese was offering the people 3,000. They said they don't work for that. So that's why they had a shortage of labor there, because the people them say we're not rejected. They rejected. They said no. And so I don't know what they have done.
And typically, you know, the Chinese bring their own labor and
shortage of cheap labor.
Cheap labor, yes. And the Prime Minister should really be careful in how he manages that issue, because if you treat your people in that fashion, you're gonna pay for it.
We're going
and that bill, when it comes due, not going to be pretty. I remember going to Trinidad to look at a site where a Chinese company that clients of ours were considering bringing them to do something. I mean, enough said. The picture is clear. And they said they were building a school in Trinidad, and we could come look at the school. And we went to the school. Do you remember, Laurel?
Yes.
And saw the cardboard pallets on the ground. The men were sleeping, living on the construction site.
The Chinese?
Yes, the Chinese workers.
Yeah, but don't forget when they were
living. Palmyra. Well, I mean, we saw a similar thing at Palmyra, but at the time I was thinking, well, the project shut down and the contractor had pretty much left Jamaica and left his workers, and some people were even concerned about how they were surviving. And when we went to look at the Palmyra building, they were sleeping on the construction site. You see you see their vegetable garden built near to the which is wonderful, but it tells you that is an ecosystem of a complex sort that Jamaicans not going to put up with. So
you see it all the time.
And I actually think that the Jamaican government has been lax in their treatment of that issue, because every person who lands on Jamaican soil, unless you are in an embassy working as a diplomat under the coverage of your, not just that, Percy, they are not to be treated worse than Jamaicans.
Okay.
That is morally so, legally so, and in terms of our international treaties, just the same way we're saying when our farm workers are in Canada, do not treat them like slaves. When people come here to work with, like the Chinese laborers come here, unless all of them are diplomats, the Ministry of Labor should care about their welfare.
And it goes back to the whole thing of monitoring, which is what has come up with Charlie Mount.
Yes, but oh my gosh, we are on several horses now. I'm feeling strained. Let me finish Howard Mitchell. Because
he's speaking
Mr. Mitchell made a point.
Is a major thing.
He made a point. He says, unless it's Haiti you get them from, you can't pay them the paltry sum that you're talking about. But then he goes deeper and he starts to link the treatment of labor with policy at a higher level and what happens in education. He says, leaders must understand that it has to produce its own labor force to meet the demand of production. Now, this is a very Cuban idea. Cuba looks at what is required for the economy to produce whatever, and it ensures that the labor force can meet it. So you don't just get up and say, I want to be a lawyer. or I'm going to be a doctor, and be jumping all over the place with your personal ambitions, because your individual ambitions are less important to state needs. Anyway, he continues. He says, it is imperative that Jamaica begins that deliberate process of giving its children through the education system. And it just kind of peters off. This is the one online. You have to look at the printed one. But he says, Prime Minister Holness and other business interests have repeatedly stressed as a national emergency the growing labor shortage in the country, while pointing to the possibility. Listen to me. This is not right, Glino. We pay good money for this e-paper.
I'm not an educator, but what can I tell you is that in my profession now, we are faced with a situation where we are producing for a market that does not exist. How much more lawyers we need? And if we are going to produce these lawyers because we have the institutional capacity, let us produce them with a view to putting them to do legal business process outsourcing tasks and to do offshore opinions. Deliberately fashion an industry for them. Not have them congregate at the Lignum Variety Tree out Maypen Hospital waiting for the ambulance. It is the meaning, said Mitchell.
Okay, so a few things are said there which are worthy of comment. The first is, he's absolutely right that the education system should be fine-tuned to produce the skills that the economy needs to do what we have planned. But because we're in a free market system, you can't impose it on your people. You need to provide a stimulating and engaging environment for this kind of training and learning to take place. And then the private sector, which he used to head the PSOJ, needs to do the work of showcasing opportunities, mentoring young people, doing the kind of job fairs and internships and the kinds of things that would excite a young person to say, this profession looks like it's for me. All of this environment requires people to work harder at pulling into existence what we desire to see happen in the country. If you feel that financial services have a real shot at making wealth in Jamaica, then you, with the regulator and everybody else, need to say, listen, we need to get 20 more bankers between scholarships and internships and a high exposure of the excellence in that industry. You draw people to it.
But you know, I think in some ways you kind of seen that, because like in recent times, and the unfortunate thing, the micro university were offering STEM scholarships, a whole lot of STEM scholarship, because there's a shortage there.
Yeah. For teachers.
For teachers and other things, but there weren't a lot of takers up for it. That was the unfortunate thing. That even now, people are saying that...
So what's missing? Creating that stimulating environment requires work. It don't naturally emerge, because why are lawyers congregating under the Lignum Vitae tree as ambulance chasers? Because they see effectiveness in that. The first thing, the drivers drive so bad on the road that on any day you have many new clients being produced, and they all need medical care. So that is a place where there's logics. Good. Personal injuries work on a contingency fee basis makes sense for many lawyers.
Explain the contingency.
You break a leg and you get $4 million for the broken leg, and the lawyer who represents you gets 25%.
Okay.
So if you can say, I need to do, I've heard people say even crude things like, if I get 2 more broken legs, I can't buy my house. If you have people translate it into the things they can acquire from the fees they earn. I mean, right now I'm looking at someone say to me, well, I have like 3 of this and 4 of that, and if I get a settlement for this, yes. Because that's their business model, that's their revenue model.
So the lawyer is saying that if I get 3 more like that. So even the brother who called yesterday about the gentleman who holding up, and you refer him to the GLC, because I think that's one area that
Yes.
that guy does a whole lot of.
Thank you for reminding me. The fee situation is not a question of how many reports he may have paid for, because some lawyers, when you have an accident and it requires, $5 million for hospital fees and so, which you have to pay because it's your health, and you have to get that done before you get a dime in settlement.
So
you understand that?
Right.
So some law practices have become money lenders.
Okay.
They lend to the client
But you hold on
to do various things. And so when the client is trying to leave, is not just leaving.
Never give him back money.
There are things to be settled. Some law firms do that. I don't think the regulations prohibit it. I remember one enterprising lawyer had set up a shop that would do just that.
Okay.
Lend money to litigants.
Okay.
And you sign that. And that's a respectable business in other places. I don't think it did well because I don't know of it continuing. But firms that can afford it will do that. And sometimes, too, it's just necessary for things to move along. You have a client who needs a medical report. The report is necessary for the litigation to continue. He doesn't have the money because he is bedridden. Somebody pays for it. So more likely than not, the lawyer will pay for it and take an agreement that in addition to the contingency fee, you will, pay me back what I put out to keep your case alive. So when it's time to separate from the lawyer, it's not just a matter of how much did he spend delivering documents and writing letters and drafting papers. Sometimes the lawyer has paid out good money keeping the client alive and keeping the lawsuit alive. And that has to be settled. And I'm not saying such is the case.
Yes, but that's just a general principle.
But after you've gone a certain distance in the case, it's not even fair for the client to walk away and take it to somebody else who just finish it, and you get what?
Okay.
You're fighting with another lawyer over what percentage of the contingency fee would be yours. So Mr. Mitchell makes a good point about lawyers having more opportunities because the school is pumping them out. Of course, the school can say, I'm only taking 10 people this year.
That's what they're doing now. Because
it was always a difficult faculty to get into.
The law school.
Yeah. Right. But both the faculty and the law school. But once you're in stream and you're coming out, there is a corresponding obligation on the planners of the economy to diversify what we're doing so that we can absorb the talent coming out of our educational institutions. Sometimes it's not always a bottom-up planning where the economy is doing things and people need to come in and fill the need. Sometimes it's top-down. You want your country to move from being farmers and cane cutters into being coders and software developers and hospitality workers. Sometimes it's a policy that drives what happens. And he was pointing to that in his lecture, because leadership has... The vision must be clear. Not so it's go write it on tablet so a herald can run with it. The herald is no longer operational.
But you're speaking about that because I have been close to when there was a decision that Jamaica would have become an offshoot of the animation industry of Canada.
Yes.
And so I remember piloting something.
Yes.
And piloting what it did, and then you got money to do it. But
where's that vessel now? After you piloted,
see, because they never stuck with it. And you in places like Korea, South Korea, which is another place in Canada, they give real incentives for people to do it. So places like Trinidad and St. Lucia are thriving because the government, in a clear policy directive, has said
supported it. Yes, and the point I was making too, that you're going to spend more on that young, inexperienced person than they will generate in revenue.
In the short
term. So you got to stay with it. You have to know that I will not make money off this horse for the first 3 years. But I got to keep that horse well exercised, fed. My father's a farmer, so I have all these analogies that are drawn from animal husbandry. No, but even if it's not a resource,
they know because it's just really what you have to do because you buy it as a foal and it's not before
to spend money and keep it alive
for the time being until it starts making money.
Performing.
Yeah, but it's true. That's what they say. So if you're,
but we want to get everything done in 5 years. And we start at year 3. So by the time election coming around, all of the wonderful things you wanted to accomplish, either you just start them or you never really start them, or they're midstream and can show no sign of producing because they're still growing.
So you get into a lot of PR. Launching.
Then yes, and when the new administration come in, it just start throw that,
and it speaks.
And we start all over again.
So it speaks to what we were talking about because he's been talking about governance. When he made his speech, when he was honored as PSO thing, the whole thing of the laws and the Medes and the Persians. If some things we need to be set about, decide that this is what we're doing. So even if government change, because we know that
the people have not changed their mind on that issue.
Right.
On that priority, we keep going.
No. So that's what he's talking about. And he's been consistent from November, December to now.
We know, Percy, we pray for him because we prayed. We prayed for lawyers and for leaders to step out of the ranks and begin the work of advocacy and start putting your talent and your money where your mouth is and be a part of the change that is here. Change is here. It's manifesting because we have gone into labor for it. If you labor, something going to come out.
Maybe more.
And we're not like those who, this is a scripture I used to read, and the other day it just kind of came together in my mind and I had to smile. You labor and bring forth wind.
Okay. Go ahead, Alice.
No, that's it. You labor, but you bring forth wind, not a baby. Air, gas. The people who believe they're having a heart attack and it's indigestion are the ones who look like they're pregnant and nothing comes forth. This is you. It shall not be the portion of Jamaica.
It shall not
that we labor and nothing comes out of us except just air.
So, but it goes back to some of the principles we've been sharing now. God is not mocked.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever a man sows, he shall reap. So you have to make sure that you sow a good seed.
That's true.
That when it
all right, Percy, it became very literal because good seed will not produce air.
Yeah, right.
You'll get a baby.
You get a baby, but you must be careful what kind of baby you're gonna get in the long or the short term. But it is interesting because I do believe that the consciousness of us as Jamaicans, and I'm speaking to myself, is being awakened that we are saying to ourselves, we are not going to take ourselves from the political process. We are going to now begin to let our voices be heard, that we can say to them, no man, it's time. I don't want to use that term because it has taken on political. The season for change in terms of how we have done things, it needs to be cemented. We've spoken on this program about the laws and the Medes and Persians. There are some things we must need to decide that we know that our grandchildren are going to truly reap the benefits of what needs to happen, that we can, as our motto says, Jamaica may under God increase. You know what?
Well, our motto says, out of many, one people.
No, but our pledge, Jamaica may under God increase in beauty. Yeah, out of many, one people. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the pledge.
Yeah.
Jamaica may under God increase in beauty.
So, I'm going to shift on you because I shared something with you in the early morning hours.
Yeah, man.
And we didn't talk about, 2 stories were in the paper on Sunday concerning Dexim and the NHT.
Right.
So we've been talking a lot about NHT.
And people call us and said the new thing now work for people then. You remember that, Carl?
Yes, but more than that, many have been concerned that the resources of the NHT are being diverted in directions that
not meant for.
That don't end up with houses in the hands of people who need them.
What paper?
And on Sunday, there were 2 stories in the paper. I was surprised that someone went and did, covered it so extensively. But our telecoms partner from the carousel days, the one with whom we started carousel and, government action took care of that, had entered into an agreement to do some houses, and NHT was the initial partner. What was interesting in the story is that the dispute that arose with NHT, the details of it indicate that the NHT wanted the lots to be of a specific size. I think it was like, say, 830. I've forgotten I know the houses, I think, were 830 square meters. But they wanted the lot to be of a certain size and the house of a certain size. There were 2-bedroom houses. When the St. Anne Parish Council approved the plans and the subdivision plan, the houses came out bigger and the lots came out bigger. Isn't that a win for the NHD contributor who would one day own the houses? Not so. NHD rejected.
No, say too big. I now
Say it don't conform
to what they
with
wanted.
the size in the contract. And so the company was saying, but before the contract was signed before the parish council approved, and no matter how you want it, we can't operate outside what has been approved.
Interesting.
Which is a refreshing perspective, considering what we've been seeing
in the
papers, where everybody seemed to operate outside what has been approved, not to the benefit of the prospective homeowner, but to their own benefit. Because in all cases, it involved greater density, more rooms, and so on. So I thought that's interesting. The other thing which came out of the story is that the NHD not only wanted to stick to the smaller size unit and land, but they didn't want to pay anything for the increased size, which now became available based on the approval. And I thought our institutions need to behave with righteousness in their contemplation. You can't want to take land and not pay value for what you're getting. And if it turns out that the homeowner would benefit from more space, bigger house, oh my God, that must be a blessing. Take a break. It's 8
Always
o'clock.
is a blessing.
We're just a click away. www.bestfm.com. Streaming live on the internet.
Boss FM 100 on your dial. Keep listening.
Hello, I'm Emily Thomas with the BBC News. Iraq has recalled its ambassador from Tehran after describing Iranian missile attacks on targets in Kurdistan as a flagrant violation of Iraqi sovereignty. The US has also criticised Monday's strikes, calling them reckless and imprecise. Hugo Beshega reports.
Iran's Revolutionary Guards said the strikes had targeted anti-Iranian terrorist groups. In Erbil, it claimed to have destroyed an Israeli spy base. There has been no comment from Israel. The Kurdish government said the Iranian strikes were a crime against the Kurdish people. In Syria, the attacks hit positions of the Islamic State. The group said it was behind an attack earlier this month that killed more than 80 people at a memorial for top commander Qasem Soleimani. The Iranian strikes come amid heightened tensions in the region, with attacks by Iranian-backed groups sparked by Israel's war against Hamas in Gaza.
The United States says it seized advanced Iranian weapons that were being transported to Houthi rebels in Yemen. The operation took place 5 days ago. The material found on board a Dow sailboat included components for ballistic and cruise missiles, among them warheads and guidance systems. Parts for air defense equipment were also seized. The authorities in northeastern Ukraine have ordered people from 24 villages near the border to evacuate because of worsening Russian attacks. Alice Adderley has the latest.
The evacuation order in 26 villages on Ukraine's northeastern front near Kupiansk was made by the governor of Kharkiv region, Oleh Syniehubov. He said around 3,000 people, including up to 300 children, are affected. Russia has recently been on the offensive, trying to recapture areas that Ukraine liberated more than a year ago. The Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is currently at the World Economic Forum in Davos, trying to rally support for continuing military aid amidst dwindling international support.
The Prime Minister of Niger's military-appointed government is in Russia for talks at a time of deepening ties between the two nations. Discussions will focus on defence, agriculture and energy. Will Ross reports.
There's a pattern to the way diplomatic relations have changed in several West African countries that have been hit by coups. The military leaders fall out with France and other Western allies, come under pressure from the regional body ECOWAS, and then turn to Russia for help. So it's no surprise that Niger's Prime Minister Ali Lamine Zain has been welcomed in snow-covered Moscow, where we're told talks will focus on defence, agriculture and energy. For decades, French companies have been extracting uranium from Niger, but that could all change. Discussions may also focus on the hiring of Russian mercenaries to help fight Islamist militants, as has happened in Mali.
BBC News. Health officials in the Tigray region of Ethiopia have renewed their warnings about starvation induced by the compounding forces of the worst drought in decades and the aftermath of the civil war there. They said 209 people, including children, have died in the town of Edgar Abi alone. The Chinese Premier Li Qiang has urged foreign companies at the Davos World Economic Forum to continue investing in his country, despite concerns expressed by some multinational firms. The Premier said choosing to do business in China was not a risk, but an opportunity. Foreign investment in China has fallen sharply over the last 2 years, partly due to a faltering economy. The Indian Supreme Court has halted plans for a survey of a 17th century mosque in the northern city of Mathura to determine if it contains Hindu religious relics. An inspection of the mosque, where Muslims still pray, had been allowed by the Uttar Pradesh State High Court in December. Here's Sanjay Dasgupta.
The 17th century Shahi Idgah Mosque in Mathura is not the only one to find itself at the center of a religious dispute that has morphed into a court battle over archaeological evidence and real estate. It is merely the latest. The Supreme Court has overruled a lower court that had authorized the inspection. Last year, another court had allowed a similar survey of the centuries-old Gyanvapi Mosque in Varanasi, one of Hinduism's most ancient holy cities, and now the constituency of the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Many members of his party believe that Muslim rulers in medieval India destroyed numerous Hindu temples over several centuries.
The World Health Organization says the global use of tobacco is continuing to decline, but warns it will take another 30 years for the impact of anti-smoking measures to be truly felt. Meanwhile, it says 8 million people a year will die from their habit. BBC News.
Maljam Auto Parts, the place with the most purchase stuff for all your Mazda needs, is doing it again. A new Maljam trailer has arrived with parts to meet any and every Mazda need. Call 461-1786 or 923-4389. Maljam Auto Parts, 9 Kingswood Avenue off Waltham Park Road, Kingston, for all your Mazda needs.
What should a taxi service do for you? On-time taxi service is more than just a ride to the other side of town. They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
We are something special on the road.
Do you need reliable health care? We have it. Yes, we do. Great George Street Pharmacy. Shop number 897 Great George Street, Savannah Lamar, Westmoreland. Opening hours, Mondays to Saturdays, 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Call us at 876-603-7372 or WhatsApp us at 876-205-8000. 0499. Yes, we have reliable health care for you at Great Drug Street Pharmacy, Savannah Lamar.
Veteran Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Hagley Park Road. Veteran Printers, your best choice in printing.
And the world, you want us back? We are back. The Deliverance Ministry, led by me, the prophet Mark Stewart, right here on Best 100 FM. This and every Thursday night from 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Yes, it's War Room Thursday. Come on out and join us, each and every one, on Best 100 FM, 100.1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. Come on out. Join me, the prophet, Reverend Mark Stewart, and of course, the Bishop, Apostle Marshall. Come for your healing, breakthrough, deliverance, the prayer, the miracle, the word, the testimony, and so much more. Yes, my friends, Best 100 FM, Best 100 FM, War Room Thursday, 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Join us. We are going to live.
Ready for the war, ready for the war.
For a better choice in all your electrical supplies, A, authorized 3M dealer and better brand names. B, better service including free island-wide delivery. C, all major credit and debit cards accepted. It's ABC Electrical Sales. Shop number 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We make your electrical jobs as easy as ABC. Call 754-3825-8 or fax 754-3659. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice.
Half a tree. One already, 200. Ready, mama. Ready. Is this the confusion you feel when trying to work your way through medical systems in Jamaica? Try a dose of Ask Dr. Mary every Thursday at 5 to 6 p.m. Let Dr. Mary help you understand your medical problems and bring you to a calmer place.
Best 100 FM is the authentic voice of Jamaica, promoting your prosperity with better vibes and better music. Let us promote your goods and services for you. Advertise with us. For more information, call our office at 876-276-8935. That's 276-8935.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minette and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Best 100.
It's good. It's better, but nothing beats.
Welcome back. Where are we now? 8:11 a.m. and it's time to open the lines. You're listening to The Morning Connection, Minette and Percival on Best 100 FM. The numbers to call, 876-619-1508 and 876-279-8473. One of the lines seem to be very individualistic. It does what it feels like, when it feels like. Don't bother to mind its purpose, but don't quit. As the producer says, keep trying. So much to talk about. Jamaica is in full-blown, we're in the delivery room. And as we just said, we're not delivering wind. We want babies, triplets even, quads.
You want triplets?
Septuplets. Yes. I won't go any further, but no, we want a handful of babies. We don't want to find that we labored and brought forth nothing.
Babies with purpose.
Babies with purpose. Yeah. So we want to hear from you because of all the things playing out. A lot of you have been travailing, and now it's here. We will not be like the dog who chased the car and then the car stopped.
You know, there are some dogs where I come.
They turn around and bite the driver. Out of sheer confusion.
Running, the dog running. I find that they run down the car and then if you stop them, like, what we are going to do next?
That's not the game. You keep driving and I keep running.
No, if you stop the car and say, I need to stop the car. Yeah.
The dog versus neighborhood. Yeah, but we're being humorous about it, but we're just saying to you, the change is here. It's unfolding right in our very presence. Please play the role. You had always been saying that you want this and you want that. Now is the time. As the new year came in, we did a crossing over. I know we Jamaicans call it watch night. We all have watch night. Watch night is not an observer sport. You got to be participating. You're crossing over into a new year, new dimension. It's not simply from one day to the next. It's a kind of a reset spiritually. And those who cash in on it come out winners. They do well because they mentally leave behind them the failures of yesterday and set their course for victory in the tomorrow. For us, there's always a tomorrow. Meaning, wherever you're standing, you can look to a future and plan for it with the expectation that you will possess the land. When we're doing our crossover and we're teaching and we're preparing and we want everybody to be dressed in white and come in pumped and motivated because we already knew that the promise for the new season was multiple fronts breakthrough. God was going to break forth like water. Like when babies are coming into the world and the water break, from you see that water. Get your towel, get your swaddling bands or whatever. You're receiving towel, baby is coming, you're going to produce fruit. So, we were just kind of getting everybody psyched up on it. And so we went into the experience of Joshua standing at the River Jordan, ready to cross over. And the sober realization hit that when you get to the other side of this body of water, like you put your foot in the stream, when you move in that water and you are on the other shore, there are giants in the land.
You understand? Ready for you?
Yeah, so all of that is to say, now that we're at the point, we've pushed and we're here, just understand that when you land on the other side, we're not going to do what many of us say, that the Arawaks were too hospitable and greeted the visitors with baskets of food while the men were coming with Bible and gun. We are going to be prepared to possess the land through energetic
pursuit.
I was going to say warfare.
Yeah. But warfare.
Whatever it is, you have to take it by force. It's not going to be just, put in. Look at it. We say we want reform, and the government says, yes, constitutional reform, and they end up doing something that looks like a wet squib. Good morning, and welcome to the Morning Connection.
Morning.
Good morning.
Yesterday.
Yes. Missed you. What were you up to?
Digging some rent I am on my own yard.
Stop it.
All right. When you cook it, just try and make sure. Do you eat saltfish?
No, mackerel. I don't buy saltfish.
Oh, this is pickled mackerel now we're talking about, not in the can. Don't have anything against that, but the rent I am must be eaten with. For me, you're going to do something on my behalf.
Hearing you.
Yeah, you're going to eat some with some. I love mackerel with lots of onions and pepper.
I don't like pepper.
All right, put the pepper beside it.
Too much pepper. Too much pepper. Yes, my friend.
Anyway, friend I am.
You remember this country slang, this country thing that people said? The lady went to the market and tell her daughter to put pepper in the pot.
Yes.
They have a puppy by the name of Pepper.
Yes. Yes.
And she put pepper in the pot, and when mommy come back, she said, Mama, pepper cooked till in teeth kill.
Oh, Jesus. All right, do not put pepper in the pot.
And that's why I don't put pepper in the pot. That's why I don't eat pepper.
Now we have to say one pepper roll. Oh, it's good to hear you. What's on your mind this morning?
And I am more spiritual than you three guys, trust me.
All right, so
I'd be happy.
Yeah, this minute talking I'm more spiritual, you know. By the way, Pastor, you remember that argument I had with you about Angelo?
Yes, what about Mr. Lou?
Remember I told you that guy wasn't ready and you was defending him?
Yeah, but I don't understand.
Who's Mr. Lou?
He's an outgoing president of the TT Association. I know the person personally. So, and you see, some of the time they say a lot of things in the media. And when you talk to the person, you know them heart. Because I know your heart, you know. I understand your heart.
My heart, Pastor. Trust me, you're wrong.
Let me tell you. Let me just explain what I mean. You want the best for Jamaica.
Cruz.
Is that true, Cruz? That's what you want, the best thing for Jamaica, right?
Yes.
All right. So that's why I say I know your heart. But if some of the time were to take on some of the things they say, when I say, where Cruz come from with that? But we understand you. That's why I know.
I say that all the time. People hate me. They run me off of them. They want to group cars. Me too Africanized. Me too black. Me too black.
Anyway, what else on your mind today? So he has decided he's not going back.
Because they don't want him. They don't want him. He's not doing well.
Cruz?
Just like, you see this football issue?
Yes. What do you think is happening now?
Somebody else running away from these two guys. But this other guy, if he win, football will be worst.
Oh, so you know the ins and outs. But look at the teams now, man. Look at the teams that are there.
Look.
The slate. Look at the slate, them. Look at your slate versus the other slate. Look at your slate versus the other slate.
I'm not really backing anyone. I'm just saying that the present leader,
yes,
I'd rather him stay than the one that try opposing.
Okay, then. All right.
And there's two persons you need to get rid of in football. The one that is opposing the present president and that lady from Spanish Town. Trust me.
You mean the lady who is the president of St. Catherine Football Association?
Yes.
Where you want to get rid of the lovely lady, and she's stuck with women's football for such a long time. Why would you do that?
But there's this thing about them. They're like, you know, there's something about them when they're right. Even though they're trying to do the best, you can't too tough and you can't be too soft.
Okay. So what is in between?
Yes, you must understand certain things.
All right.
You know.
Okay, sir.
And I gave away about £8 rent yesterday.
Oh, jeez. Well,
I applaud you. The people who received it were lucky,
and
fortunate, and blessed.
And it speaks to your heart of generosity. I know he's a generous man.
And your prime minister is everywhere on TVJ, morning and night.
Yeah.
Even where he's not supposed to be. You see him picture put up some place and I say, come on. How much am I pay TVJ this minute?
I have no idea. He's not on our program, and which means we're not getting any of whatever he's paying out.
Oh boy!
So you think there's such a thing as overexposure?
The phone on TVJ, why?
So you think there's such a thing as overexposure, that it could work against him?
Well, I think it will work against him. No, not Tufton, because you're not seeing Tufton again, you know, like them black Tufton. I just the Prime Minister now.
There can be only one.
It will work against him. Trust me, the Prime Minister.
Well, we shall see.
Because people are not blind.
Okay, sir.
Or maybe they are, and therefore they won't see what he's showing.
Well, if them voting back this man, I know some black people are idiots. Just like Trump should never see the White House again. I don't think so.
He won Iowa with what they say, landslide. Did they say landslide? They said just out of the park.
Like I said, Trump is one of the most honest presidents America ever have. But I wouldn't vote for him.
Okay. You don't like honesty in a person?
He's honest, but there's things about him when are right, when are good.
Okay, sir. All right. But all right, let me ask you a question, Cruz. There must be some characteristics that you are looking for in a leader. Just tell me 5 of those, or even 3. 3 of the characteristics that you're looking for in somebody would make a good leader for you.
A good leader?
Yes.
Somebody like...
the characteristics, no want somebody, that's the characteristics. Because then the principles will run across the board. So what are the principles you are looking for?
So somebody will have a heart, can forgive people.
Okay, all right. That's one.
And you must, well, that's one of the main things, That's one of the main things, and you must know how to deal with your own people. Your own people. Other people come second.
Okay, so you must have a heart for people.
Yes.
Right.
No, you must be
remember, you have to put your house first.
Yeah.
Okay. But isn't that what drives corruption? You put your house first?
And pastor, you think I must see your son and my son and John, I'm going to save my son first?
But that is an extreme.
If we can save the 2 of them one time, okay, fine.
Right.
But Jamaica come first compared to Haiti.
Okay.
We can help them, We can help them, but make sure our thing good.
Okay. All right. So we have a forgiving leader, somebody who puts people at the heart of what they're doing. Now, what is the third one?
The third one. Have to think about that, just come back from school and have to work.
Right.
But I think those 2 are pretty good.
All right, cool.
Those 2 are good. Thank you so much. Enjoy the yams.
Yeah.
What's the third you had in mind? If you had to choose a third characteristic.
Honesty. Honesty.
Mm-hmm.
Honesty. And I think that those 7 principles of public are important,
Mm-hmm.
And even as we have the run up to the elections, they're out there in the streets now hustling, because you remember the pastor that was killed over in Portmore, that was shot?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his wife was supposed to be the caretaker person, but as a result, she's out, so a doctor has replaced her. So yeah, but they are doing them legwork now in out of the community. So for Malvern's sake, that he know who the rep is. Right, Malvern? Then Malvern hope that he knows who his representatives or potential representatives in the area, because where he lives, I think that's Mountainside. Malvern Mountainside, that's the rep there. So we'll see what happens. But it's interesting. What would be some of the characteristics that you would think of in terms as necessary for leadership at this point in time?
Well, the ones you have targeted, the forgiving heart, even when the forgiving heart makes me pause a little bit, not because I don't believe in forgiveness, but that's so subjective. Next thing you're pardoning all of your brethren them who rub up the place. So it all becomes it's subjective.
Because I was reading something on Twitter person. No, yesterday with Abu Kalam was saying that when the government here and that
because right now, they're shaped in our own situation here, we're shaping up to put some law in place that will sanitize the books and reset on corruption.
Right.
But no, for me, a leader, very important to me that a leader is God-centered in his thinking, his or her thinking. Very important. You have to appreciate that your power comes from God, and how you use it leaves you accountable to him. If you get that right, then I'm looking for technical competence now. You must have management skills and ability. Not necessary that you worked in such a position or whatever, but it would be very good if you had run a business and done successfully in it.
True.
So I'd look for people who have a track record of some kind of excellent performance in running things. I don't want an academic. Not saying they're not useful for some things, but I wouldn't want an academic to be. And we've not done well
in terms of some
in terms of the academics who have taken powerful positions, and to me, ought to have done better by the people. So God-centered, management skills, and some track record at doing something in the real world. Then you need to be, I'm going to say liberal, but you have to be of a somewhat liberal mindset where you're not one of those persons who get locked into ideas, ideologies, and can't deal with things that are new.
Okay.
So you have to have that accessibility and open-mindedness. Good morning and welcome to the Morning Connection.
Good morning, how are you?
Very well, thank you. How are you?
Oh, yeah, morning to both of you. All right, guess what? I have so many things that all I can do is just to mention them.
Yes, let's hear them.
All right, the new buses, the yellow buses.
Yes.
The electric buses. I think at this time, I think it's the best road to go, because what has been happening is that those who deal with the transport sector here, they don't experience the mechanical work. So when somebody comes with a starter and say the bus starter not working, they buy a new one for 200,000, and then the other one just wanted 10,000 to repair. So they repair it, put it on back, and the new one gone.
You mean it disappear?
Well, disappear.
He's making no judgment, but you're saying it would cost us less in terms of maintenance and even managing how people treat with spares.
It's going to cost less until they find a way to start trying to sell the part of the electric.
Yes. And it would be a small market for that, or no market. They have to sell it back to the JUTC.
Next year, I think these yellow bus, they should not charter them Monday to Friday, because we are charter bus, and sometimes it's 3 bus with charter and gone to the country during the week.
Yes.
And the people at the bottom can't go home or can't work. So I don't think they should do the charter with them Monday to Friday until we have enough bus in the system.
That's a good management suggestion. You see, I was talking about leaders. Leaders must have practical management skills.
Okay.
I think I was in transportation business in a company as a engineer.
See?
Okay, so you know what you're talking about.
Yes.
I know this, yes. No, up on Reddings Road, just across from Calabar, I witnessed a couple of days ago some big boys holding up small boys and demanding money, and they couldn't leave without giving them $100.
You're talking about bullying. You know that is frowned upon by the school. So if you see it, you should have just take a picture and send it to the school, because they have places you can send it. Yeah, man. They're doing it.
I'm trying to understand.
Next time, should you see that?
Yeah, man. Because if you call and if you can send the pictures, I know of getting it, because they frown upon that. And those boys get into trouble if they discover it in serious problems. Called bullying.
Yes.
Yeah, man. So.
One of the high 95 of Mandela went over there.
Right, I know that one.
Within every 24 hours, including when I passed the last night, a vehicle blew up the tire, because on both sides you have patrol that comes over the white line into the road.
Yeah.
And up the last night about 9 o'clock I was passing, and the lady blew there and she don't even have a spare. I don't know who you can talk to get it fixed. Coming from Portmore side, you have 3, and going to Portmore, you have 2 on the other side.
Okay.
Close to the roundabout that activity is there.
And that is an easy fix, you know, because that's a main thoroughfare, you know. And it, as I said to them in terms of road maintenance, from you sell alcohol, you just patch it, because if you don't pay attention to it, it's going to become a crater. And that is what those things are.
Sure, definitely, yes.
Yeah, man.
All right, one other thing. I went to the examination for recently. When is that? The first January that opened.
Can I ask you to hold for me, my brother? We are 2 minutes past our station break.
Sure.
Thanks very much.
just a click away. www.bestfm.com. Streaming live on the internet.
Goodness mercy, it's me again, Lord, your restorer, your game changer. Join me every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. and Best FM 100. It's Apostle Clive Campbell, aka the Khaki Suit Man, coming to you from 8 to 12 Aaron Street, also Richmond District, Mandeville. Embrace the change.
Greeting. I go by the name of Miss Waste. Catch me on Best 100. I will be discovering the greatness of Jamaica and Jamaicans through people, places, and things, home and abroad. Playing you some good music, along with interviewing artists, soundmen, producers, and Jamaicans making a difference all over the world. So catch me between the hours of 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. Monday to Thursday on Best 100 FM. Wow. Stepping from across the street, smiling happy with everyone.
Half a tree, 100. Bossy, how you do I take taxi start?
Chano, I want to tell you, say, at 2 months now, my transmission mash up, and I check everybody and can't hear nothing positive.
Yeah, hear me? Yeah, waste all that time I shop around and never call the experts. Winters Auto have them. Them have over 35 years of experience and them diagnose the problem and get back your transmission brand new. For them service excellent and efficient. Trust me, man. Yeah, hear me? Call them at 929-7040 or go to them at 106 Maxfield Avenue, Kingston 13 and talk directly to the boss. Just tell them I'm me, send you.
You big star. Yeah, man, respect my boss.
Trust me.
Ah, what a relief.
What should a taxi service do for you? On-time taxi service is more than just a ride to the other side of town. They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
You can call us at 926-3866.
We are something special on the road.
Best 100 FM is the authentic voice of Jamaica, promoting your prosperity with better vibes and better music. Let us promote your goods and services for you. Advertise with us. For more information, call our office at 876-276-8935. That's 276-8935.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minette and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Best 100.
It's good. It's better, but nothing beats.
Good morning and welcome back to the caller online. Are you still there? Thank you for holding.
I'm still here.
Wonderful. Yes.
So I was in the first week of January. I went to the examination depot, and their system was down. So we had to come back another day. But what I saw there also at the solar field is that the line was longer than your arm but stayed up. So with the amount of vehicles that keeps coming in the country and being buying every day, I think that they should either build more examination depot or extend the hours like maybe from 7 a.m. Because the 8:30 to 4 or so, it's not going to work. That was like 10 years ago.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, that's so true. And more cars are still coming in. I can't imagine.
Every day. So either they can't build anymore. If they extend the hours, because they are backing up.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Then the two other things, well, more than two, but the two things on the police issue now. I was called by, I bailed someone, I was called to come into the station. I went to the station and they asked me to waited a particular, waited about 2 hours. Then a policeman said, come with him. So I thought he was taking me to someone. He took me into a cell. No, the point is not about taking me to a cell, no. The point is that he took me to a cell. There were 9 other men in the cell. We had to squeeze up together. What? And I had a firearm on me.
What?
No, I couldn't send anything to him at the time enough because there were men there. I couldn't say, hey, you can't have a firearm. I didn't know he was taking me to a cell. He just said, come with him.
Which parish did that take place in?
But let me understand. You are going to bail somebody, correct?
No. I bailed someone, and the person didn't show up. So apparently they have a warrant up for my arrest.
Okay.
So the gentleman called and they
make it even worse.
So if I can come into the station, so I tell him I will come Monday morning, which I did. But when I went, because I've never been in this situation before, so when I went there, he just wrote up a form and said, sit here and wait. And I waited for about 2 hours. So when somebody came to me now and said, come with them, the police, I thought, I was going to...
You're going into court.
Whatever it is.
Yes.
So you're not selling with 9 other man, with the fireman.
So when it was my time and he came from, when he reached halfway to the court with me and one of him, I tell him, what's up? And I said, no, I can't get to put the judge like that. Because I'm not going to go to the judge with it either.
Yes, you're not. Oh, boy. Oh, Lord.
All right.
It's strange that I'm fiction.
I'm worried with them.
Yeah.
I'm worried with them. My other point is the seawall down by Gloria. It is deteriorating very bad. Break and all the things. You don't know who is responsible for repairing it because we're lifting up downtown, but the seawall is right off of doors and everything there. So it just
needs attention.
Which one of them? The one downtown or the one that you
downtown?
Downtown. Okay. At the end of King Street. Okay.
Downtown.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. The next the bank. My credit card will do high every month. And guess what? Every time you go to the machine to pay the credit card, it's not accepting it. And when you're going to pay it inside, the line is so long.
So long.
So you don't do online banking?
And they are saying that you must go cashless. It is not encouraging us to go cashless because they don't have what is in place for us to go cashless at the time.
Oh, my dear, that is it. That's just a point that many of us are already aware that being able to go cashless depends on the infrastructure being there and the citizens being ready for it. Right now, what's going on? The level of theft, digital theft, meaning your money in the bank disappear by electronic means, that's not comforting either. And just the poor infrastructure. Do you know, what's the Christmas weekend? We need to do something, and if we went to 5 ATMs, 4 of them were not working.
It still is a problem.
So you've just touched a nerve. That is something that I'm very close to myself, because the internet network and the technology that sits behind making this work is something that I'm very interested in, and Jamaica is far behind.
No,
so we're not nowhere near cashless in terms of.
This is my last point.
Yes.
I went to Transport Authority to some license, and they said they're not taking cash anymore.
Yes.
All right, so I went to the court and waited. About 20 minutes, nobody came to me. So when I asked what happened, they don't really have a cashier. They have to wait until somebody's available.
Mm-hmm.
So after about 5 minutes, somebody was available. Came and told me that the card machine is not working. So no, I had to leave and go to find an
ATM.
One of those Paymaster place.
Yeah, they don't pay cash.
I mean, how can we operate like that?
Cannot operate like that. That's why you see leadership issues, and it's not just government leadership now, because that involves the financial sector and even the technology planners, who must make sure that we can do the modern, we can do transactions in a modern way. We're falling behind. It's embarrassing.
Yes.
But somebody was saying we've gone cashless because we don't have no cash. That is how they want us to be.
Not him. He has cash, they call it. Yes, some of us are indeed cashless. All right, thank you, my brother. Those are good points.
If I may just ask one question.
Sure.
Yes.
And it's regarding information from a friend of mine who bought a house, a 2-bedroom and the last was here about 6 months ago.
Yes.
I think she bought from me about 22 million for it.
Yes.
I know the value within 6 months, the value is 30 million.
Yes.
I just want to find out what criteria, what is it measure against?
Okay.
To change the valuation in such a short period of time to that amount.
That's demand and supply in terms of recent transactions in the area. When valuators go to look at property and say what it's worth, they look at recent transactions of a similar kind in the area, and they give you a value based on what the market is prepared to pay for your house. But behind it all is the importance of land. No two pieces of land is the same. Every piece of land is unique and carries a value. And in island economies, land is, I was going to say gold, but it's better than gold.
Yeah.
That's why land is so important.
That is why we need to have a national land policy that works for everybody in this country.
So that's what happens with land. It's the best investment you will ever make if you have the stomach and the wherewithal to do it.
Yes.
All right. So.
All right, thank you very much. I am the BPO person. Love them, I'm Garlic.
Oh, yes, you are the person. Okay.
Happy New Year to you, my friend.
Happy New Year. I trust that your friend has invested in Jamaica still.
From you. Those are excellent points. And you know what it highlights? All the things he said spoke to leadership and planning.
Mm-hmm. Believe it or
With
not.
the buses, who is managing that shop? The only thing we know about public transportation
is the recent thing that the minister responsible is apologizing and saying they're going to be doing direct for the 100 buses that's supposed to come.
No, but in terms of, here are the things he says. He says the choice of technology in the bus is important. You must look at maintenance and pilferage. And it's environmentally friendly. The second, he says, is charters. They're doing charters in the week while we are undersupplied with bus service.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do charters during the week because
they probably
you need to
make
move
more
the
money.
people. Yeah, but this now comes back to people first, money first. Because moving your nation adds to the overall productivity. It may not come into your hand, but it goes into the whole money supply. And the third thing, what he looked at, the schoolboy bullying thing is just citizens taking an interest in what's happening and doing their part, which he was always, I remember him well now. The exam depot system, again, is planning and leadership. Putting facilities close to people, because really every parish should have a depot that is within some reasonable reach of citizens. Does every parish have one?
Most parishes have a depot, but like at Kingston and St. Andrew, I think 3 or 2. Spanish Town Road and Swallowfield. Spanish Town has one that I know about. But the truth is, all right, to build the physical space is going to take some planning. So you have to...
planning.
Yeah, so you stagger the hours and run 2 shifts. Because it's crazy, you know.
And then the infrastructure for it.
Yeah.
You should be able to pay all your government fees
online
somewhere, whether it is online. Some of them don't have whatever the situation is. You should be able to pay the fee, show up with your car, go through the physical process, and your documents are sent to you. Most of us are able to download things. Anyway, that's planning. Planning the technology, planning the physical infrastructure. And the other thing he raised about the seawall, let me just go to the seawall. The seawall.
That's a major thing.
That's in this time when we're talking about climate change and
a major thing.
adaptations of the infrastructure.
Yeah.
And restaurants and businesses are there and big. Come on. All goes back to the nation's business being in safe hands.
Is the land what him say 6 months, 22 and 30? That's like 50% appreciation in 6 months. Ooh.
No, not 50%.
Yeah, man, him say 20 to 30.
To 30, yeah.
Yes.
It was 30 something.
Yeah.
But you see those back to the Dexim story?
Yeah.
That is huge.
You understand what is happening
financial.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, everything was being done to strip him of that.
Wow.
Good morning and welcome to the Morning Connection.
Good morning.
Good morning. Blessed morning to you, sir.
How you doing?
Very well, thank you. How's business?
How you doing, bro?
I'm doing fine, my brother.
Okay, you came to see me, right?
Yeah, but you weren't there. But I come there.
I saw you, man. I saw you.
You saw me? I never see him. Come here, look hard for you, George.
Miss Minute.
Yes, sir.
Didn't give you anything?
No, sir.
All right, I won't take him to court.
You must.
Well, I feel like it was best to say no and let George speak some more.
You were entrapped, George. You were entrapped.
I love the thing about them ball camera.
You were entrapped, George.
So my phone.
So how are you doing? How are you doing this morning?
Thanks to life, you know. Into a new month, with a new number. Because starting to the Maya calendar, you know.
Are you ready?
Look a bit different there.
So are you ready for business in February? I hear elections are coming.
Well, let's see what's up. Because let me tell you something. They said that leopard cannot change its spot. And I keep seeing the same thing happening over and over from 1960 until now. The same thing. Same old, same old. You understand me? Who want to put in, who want to put in. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, the people, I'm not a partisan, but sometimes you see the writing on the wall, eh?
Yeah. What do you see on the wall?
So you're picking a side, but you don't see the writing on the wall, and then you have that in your mind, and then, other people will talk and say, yes, we saw the writing on the wall, And I said, okay, let's see what's up. With the two parties now, I was in town, I saw the bridge, the road that are building, all of that, and the highway to heaven, and all of that.
Which all of that
going on.
George, you see, if somebody doing a highway to heaven, you need to tell me. It look like you've got Jacob on inside the highway to heaven.
I see so much highways, so I included that also.
All right, boss. Okay.
You understand me? And the road looking good and stuff like that, and but you can't fix everything one time. But remember now, you have to get those potholes on road fixed and all of that, and there's an entertainer that in Morant Bay that do some cleaning there, just clean out the road, and where they said that they was a mosquito breeding in the gully. The popcorn, he take it out and himself and just do it.
Or he clean the gully and then him go get the charges slapped against him.
$6,000. It's not $6 million.
For cleaning the
somebody who paid going on the money.
No, what happened? Popcorn.
You understand me?
Yeah, and $6,000 and pay. But he cleaned out the gully. Okay, interesting.
Okay. No, it's funny to mention it in such a way that I was predicting that cleaning out that gully is gonna earn him some other citation, and it's not a good one. So I wondered if it had happened, because really, of a fact, you don't just enter into public spaces and start doing
cleaning gully.
No, even if you're doing very professional work. Suppose something happened there, or it not do properly, or something. Anyway, I wondered about that because it's a blessing. It's a blessing to put your money behind something for your community. But
people, professional was there.
Yeah, who are the professionals?
Just get rid of the grass and stuff like that and the rubbish. That's it. The water can run. Yeah, and the mosquito them that up and down in it. Them just clear that part. It never take that. You take the whole work. And then who's supposed to do it now? I say, if the man, we do, because say. We the concrete I look apart, and I hope him not just apart. The people been crying. The people have been crying and say, come clean the gully.
Let me tell you, man.
Clean the gully and the mosquitoes, them might breed up on people and catch dengue and all type of thing. You know what I'm saying?
No, listen, what he did is a perfect platform to showcase the weirdness that's going on in the country. That's my best word, because when citizens have to live with certain problems that government have the responsibility to deal with it, but they don't deal with it, you can't stop the citizens from helping themselves. But citizens have to be mindful that we live in a environment that have laws and rules, and you can't just get up and help yourself. You see, self-help is also the same rubric under which the mob killings take place. You catch a man, they've been thieving everything out of the neighborhood, everybody has had enough, and they stone him, and when you walk away, there's a bloody body on the ground. So it's the same principle that underpins the two activities. So we have to be careful, and the state can't just leave us to suffer. So they must know what's coming.
Yes, well, listen now.
Yes.
What type of government we have here that road no fix, and you have to, you send a letter, him no respond.
Mm-hmm.
So what you have to do is to block the road.
Yes.
And like fire, that's the only way you're going to have to go and respond to you.
Yeah, and if you
those member parliament that during those places be ashamed of themselves.
And if you're lucky and have
for election,
and if you're lucky and have a wealthy somebody in the community, they can take a bulldozer and fix something. But most communities don't have anybody who can do that type of work.
Have you ever seen these guys like a part road that use cement and a
yes, man.
Yes,
I see it all the time.
See it all the time. And sometimes they stop motorists and beg money because contribution, and it's really, really unsafe, because you're going through some communities and it's usually young boys, and you don't know what is going on.
What they do is a money for cook a boat, run a boat.
Yeah. But if the patrol were not there, they wouldn't have the opportunity to come up with that scheme.
Because what I've seen there is that I'm sick up in on that. Now, if somebody, I hope you don't get sick with the peanut, you know. All right.
I didn't stick with it.
Listen now. They have some project. They only deal with this project on Labor Day.
Right.
And after Labor Day, stand till again till the next Labor Day.
The next Labor Day. When you do it all over.
And these are things that people in the committees come together and say, no, sir, we're not waiting for no Labor Day. Labor Day got there, nobody going to push over and say, no, we're not doing nothing, man. We are going to play some domino and cook and eat, and we're not doing nothing that they want, because they have to go work tomorrow. And I've seen them start a local project for elderly man, and them start, and it stop right there until the next Labor Day.
Oh no!
So people in Jamaica now, this Labor Day thing and all, people need to take up things and go forward. I say, listen, we're going to do this every Wednesday or every Saturday. We're going to go there and we're going to
until we finish it,
until everything is completed.
Yeah.
I actually think Labor Day should be a rest day for the laborers, and a day when the leaders go out and do work.
Consistent, you know. You're very consistent. You're very consistent.
Why would I labor all year, and on the one day that named Labor Day, I labor some more? I'm labor free. It must be that those who are not laboring go out and labor.
And George, she's very serious, you know, because she consistent with it. I know this is what 1, 2. This is she's been saying that consistently.
I'm even saying it out of season.
Yes, consistent position.
But they push these things on people and tell people, yeah, come out. And then last day what they will say, it's not some you like.
No, but George, let me tell you, you think it's so?
One day they come by the phone and say, we have 1 minute by the phone. I was
All right, then, George.
Have 1 minute.
All right.
She have enough money for me, and I'm write down everything, you know.
Yeah, we waste a minute.
I'm going to take care of yourself.
You too, my brother.
Because if you come give me a look around, and when I want to take her to the highest court.
All right.
She would not show up, I can assure you.
But we'll just record it.
All right.
All right, take care.
Thank you.
All right,
yes.
George.
All right, yeah, okay.
No, but you know, as you talk about the Labor Day, once upon a time when we were growing up and we were old enough to know, it was a major thing. Mobilize the young people, do community project, and we continued afterwards. What Labor Day has become, you know, is a PR public relations project where people come and you see the MP and some other people trying to get some profile in the community come and work, but and they don't really do any work still, you know. Them do some things to take picture, but they don't really work. And then one of the things that's added, some people are paid volunteers to come and work in the community, which is a very unfortunate. But I was going to ask George if he knows who's the person running in his local government thing, if he has seen the person at all. No, it is, or it's just that you just go put the X beside the bell or the head or whatever it is, and you don't even think about what it is the person is offering you. Even as we continue to talk about leadership, let us remind ourselves, even as we are here, that those 7 principles of public thing, the principles of selflessness, integrity, objectivity, accountability, openness, honesty, and leadership are the 7 principles of public life, which we, one side has signed. We have an election coming up. The other side don't even sign it. You notice?
Yeah, and it except for you and me occasionally going back to it.
Yeah. No, it don't mean anything.
Means...
But I don't know.
Yesterday, the reason I was drawing you into a discussion on manifestation is because I want Jamaicans to be assured that the earnest desirings and longings of our hearts produce result even if we don't get together as a force and say we're moving in that direction. All across this nation, people are coming to the same realization that something is wrong. We are now in agreement on what is wrong because shows like this one continue to speak on it and to invite the intervention of our Lord or Creator into the matter. And when He is invited, He who knows the hearts of all of us brings it together in a solution. It manifests.
So you're going to see manifestation.
Yes. That's the point I wanted to make. You know, during the pandemic days, I remember having to write something concerning how the church community could play a role in ensuring that people come to unity of thinking and faith without being in one place, without congregating, because there were restrictions on people coming together. Many of us believe that for you and me to come into agreement, we need to sit side by side.
No, it doesn't.
Not so.
Doesn't work that way.
Not so. It's not necessary. And there is an impact that happens in the atmosphere when people are saying the same thing. So if I have a platform from which to speak, I say it. I just keep declaring it, putting it out there. Say it as often as I can. As many persons who stay in their homes and hear it on their radios, pick it up on the internet, however you get that thought, and all of us begin to be of one mind. Believe me, when we step out of the doors going in 10 different directions, we are all going to achieve the same thing.
True.
So that's really kind of like the revelation that people need to have, so they don't feel either overwhelmed or disheartened. People are going to go to vote. You don't have to discuss with the neighbor or they're going to vote. If you and your neighbor feel the same way about things, or not going to vote the same way. We'll take our break.
9:01.
9:01.
We're just a click away. www.bestfm.com. Streaming live on the internet.
Best FM 100 on your dial. Keep
For a
listening.
better choice in all your electrical supplies, A, authorized 3M dealer and better brand names. B, better service including free island-wide delivery. C, all major credit and debit cards accepted. It's ABC Electrical Sales. Shop number 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We make your electrical jobs as easy as ABC. Call 754-3825-8 or fax 754-3659. ABC Electrical Sales for a better choice.
Half a tree. One already, 200. Ready, mama? Ready. Is this the confusion you feel when trying to work your way through medical systems in Jamaica? Try a dose of Ask Dr. Mary every Thursday at 5 to 6 p.m. Let Dr. Mary help you understand your medical problems and bring you to a calmer place.
Do you need reliable health care? We have it. Yes, we do. Great George Street Pharmacy. Shop number 897 Great George Street, Savannah Lamar, Westmoreland. Opening hours, Mondays to Saturdays, 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Call us at 876-603-7372 or WhatsApp us at 876-205-0499. Yes, we have reliable health care for you at Great George Street Pharmacy, Savannah Lamar.
Veteran Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Hagley Park Road. Veteran Printers, your best choice in printing.
Discussions on health and education, inspiring interviews, surprise giveaways, your favorite songs. Tune in to Best 100 FM this and every Sunday at 11:30 to 12 noon. It's Distinction 411, your weekly college magazine program hosted by James and the Distinction family. Catch you on Sunday.
Get healthy, my friends. Stay balanced. Tune into this station, FM 100, every Saturday morning, 8 o'clock to 9, for this wonderful program, Your Health Today, with me, Dr. Clarion Palmer. Yes, get healthy, get healthy, get healthy. Stay balanced. Best FM 100, Saturday morning, 8 o'clock, with me, Dr. P. Get healthy.
Best 100 FM is the authentic voice of Jamaica, promoting your prosperity with better vibes and better music. Let us promote your goods and services for you. Advertise with us. For more information, call our office at 876-276-8935. That's 276-8935.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart a new path to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minette and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Best 100.
It's good. It's better, but nothing beats.
Good morning. Welcome back to the Morning Connection. It is now 6 minutes after the hour of 9 o'clock in the morning. Again, our lines are open for you to call us. You can call us at
876-619-1508 and 876-279-8473. Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Connection.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good.
Oh, wonderful. What's on your mind this morning? You know what we've been talking about if you were listening.
Yeah, I was driving, so I was listening there, but never hear everything.
Anyway, you usually, most persons are free. Take advantage of the freedom to say what's on their mind.
Yeah, well, you want to talk about the Portmore situation, but we don't really talk about that. No, I want to talk about the next stupid thing.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
We don't really talk about yes. Pastor is a clergyman, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I like him say and talk about that. I want to talk about the mark of the beast this morning, you know. Yeah. The first time I ask you, do you know what the mark of the beast is? You know? Yes, and
If I know what the mark of the beast is, it's a mark.
Of the beast.
I think you have an understanding of what it is.
What do you think?
It's a number. It's a number. Yes.
Yeah.
Ways that you're gonna be used to transact business around the world.
Yeah.
And if you don't have it, you can't transact business. Yes.
It's a part of a whole system. That's technology based.
Yes, I would agree with that on that. Yeah. Remember I booked some years ago named Say No to the Mark by Leighton D. Smith, you know?
Who's passed away, incidentally.
Yes. In the book, we had much an interview with an engineer, an American engineer.
Yes.
He brought on his program named Brother Carl Sanders. He was one of the engineers who work on this RFID. RFID means radio frequency identification device. Yes. And based on some scripture, I think one scripture in our Old Testament that was 1/3 of our rice grain and so. It has a lithium ion battery on it. It works with body temperature. And he was saying that when they do their studies and tests the two warmest part of your body that prone to rapid temperature change is your forehead and your right hand. And it has a lithium ion battery on it in a glass tube, but based on the temperature change in your body, it keeps the battery charged. And this little thing can hold millions of information.
Nanotechnology.
Yes, I don't know if you notice what is happening in the world with the CBDC, Central Bank Digital Currency. I know worldwide they're trying to come up with a digital ID. They call it NIDS or something like that.
All right. Okay. I don't want to lose either even my own interest or the interest of anyone who's trying to follow you on this. What's your concern? Because you heard another caller earlier talking about the cashless society and how close to is our
everything that you see government worldwide is doing, like CBDC, cashless digital, is a precursor to the final total control, which is called a body ID, this RFID chip, which will be implanted on our skin. Revelation 13 tell about it cause all, small and great, rich and poor, free and
I kind of want to get a sense of how you feel about it, because it's been prophesied, so we know it's going to happen. So we're not talking about will it happen, won't it happen, and we understand that there's a progressive march towards these things. What's your feeling about it? Because most people know what you're talking about, even though they might know how fast things are moving in some countries.
Yes.
What's your feeling about it?
What I'm trying to say, the leaders of the world, because whatever is prophesied in the Bible must come to pass. So these things that you see happening worldwide is the governments of the world. They are a part of this one world agenda, total control to get us to this body ID, what they call total control.
Really closer home to us.
And make it personal. Are you afraid of it? Do you understand what scripture says about people who don't want to fall in line with the beast? Is there hope for those persons? Where are you in your thinking on it?
It's going to be two sides. two sides. Is either you choose to take it and live a part of the system, or you decide not to and suffer the consequences to reign Christ.
But that has always been that has always been throughout history. You make a choice, and whatever you choose, you deal with the consequences of that.
Are you ready to make such a choice? How you think most people in Jamaica would choose?
Well, based on what is happening in the world, you see, a lot of people is gonna bow to the system based on what they own. So if you have a lot of land, you can't pay a land tax. You know, when that time comes in, you can't pay a land tax. You can't insure your vehicle. You can't do no form of transaction. You can't travel.
So how you gonna choose? How are you gonna choose?
Well, you have to choose.
You may ask you because you're testing our knowledge. Yeah?
What is your choice? Because it come back down to it, you know, everybody has to make an individual choice, like the three Hebrew boys in the fiery furnace, because it comes down to who are you going to worship. So what is your choice? Because it personalizes, you know.
All right. You never answered that really. Remember the other day?
Yes.
Remember the other day what happened with this, I would say, the vaccine issue, where the vaccine passport and you can't buy food if you don't put on the mask and so. It's going to be something similar to that.
All right. Me understand. Yeah, but you not answer my question yet. What you going to do because you know about it?
I will not go to the system.
All right, sir. Good.
All right.
Yeah.
So we understand that. Okay.
So you know, the next level of thinking is how do you do what you're called to do, and you know, without jeopardizing your own safety, security. Anyway, I'm told we have another call waiting, so I can't enjoy this with you any longer.
All right then. So,
thank you. Good morning and welcome to the Morning Connection.
Yeah, morning.
Good morning.
Did you hear that Fortis died?
Who?
Fortis, Richard.
Yeah, man. The funeral is this week, yeah.
The 19th, either the 19th.
It was Jerry. I heard on
that means you weren't listening to us.
Friday.
You weren't listening to us closely, because Mary had sent us the information and we spoke about his funeral coming.
No, I didn't listen yesterday when I found
last week. Anyway, yes.
So we have two main callers that died. That lady,
Rachel,
Rachel and Fortis.
Yeah.
And both of them criticized me. You know that.
Oh, so you're
so you are the common link in both of them.
So stop killing off the callers.
There's two guys down here in Santa Cruz that curse Portia Simpson wicked.
And then
I put it to them and I tell them up wicked and they both died.
Oh wow. So you have that power?
So was it because they cursed Portia or because you tell them off?
Which one of them?
Because I tell them off.
Oh.
Okay then. All right.
Because we're not blaming Portia for anything.
Yeah. So that I was calling to find out if you guys know, because I didn't hear the program yesterday morning.
No, man. Long time.
We heard about it last week. It's always it tugs at the heartstring because, you know, although you don't know the person, the voice is so familiar to you. And we did notice that he hadn't been calling, and then we said it on air, and or Sister Mary sent a note.
I have never spoken openly on this program that I don't like a person. But people say that about me.
All right.
Yeah. That's because they really like you. You remember in primary school when when you torment the little girl, it's because you like her? Same psychology.
I didn't torment any girl.
Not you, because
I just looked at them because I couldn't talk. I was so stammered. I was so...
Oh, yes?
Well, you know, stammer.
No.
Oh, you know that?
No. But I can imagine it because people say those who are short on temper tend to stutter. And you sometimes get short.
Yeah, man. At school, I had to sing when I was reading books.
You did tell us. You did say that you used... Yes, you did say it. I remember that.
I had to sing.
It's
Even at church, when I was going to church, that church dome by the stoplight there. And I had to sing in church, and then the girls would tease me at school the next Monday morning.
Because of your angelic voice. All right. So then you realize that it's because they like your beautiful singing voice. So those who come out and say they don't like you, we know it's not true.
So your friend here, he better be careful. He openly said he don't like me. You know what I'm talking?
I think so. I'm sure he's repenting right now.
He better be, because...
What about the business cruise?
I think you have too much rent that you have to eat.
There's something there.
With mackerel? Well, we're not supposed to be talking about food.
Pastor, I have this question for you.
Yes, sir.
Adam has 2 sons.
Yes.
That's the only 2 he had?
No, he had many other sons. If you read it, I tell you, you must go read the Bible.
Go and sing the Bible.
I'm asking you the question and you read it so other people can hear. I know.
I see. All right. So what do you want to say about Adam's other sons?
I must read. I sit on the other ones.
So how comes everybody only talk about the 12 tribe of Israel and whose son they came from? What happened to...
How did you jump from Adam to... How you jump from Adam to Jacob?
What happened to Cain, kids?
Remember that the 12 tribes came after the world was destroyed by water.
You remember that, right?
Miss Minette,
yes.
The world could not be covered by water. That's impossible. Okay. I don't believe that story anymore.
All right.
Okay.
So then we can't talk because we need
There was a flood. I think there was a flood, but not everybody died from that.
All right. The flood was where Cain's children lived.
That's what I want to know. Yeah. Where did he get his wife and where is his
That's why
family?
Percy said you must go read.
Go read it. Because in that same book I tell you must read, there's a chapter that speaks to the...
What I'm saying, you guys must talk about those 2. You mainly talk about things pertaining to the Jew and all those stuff, you know?
But why we want to go further back in time? I think there are some people who are frustrated with or talking about the Bible because it's long ago, and you want us to go even deeper back in time.
Yes.
No,
yes.
that's another show. You can sponsor that show for me because we need more sponsors. Sponsor that show for me. We'll do that show for you.
How much it costs?
Where we go deeper back in time.
If you come up with $100,000, we can
do one episode.
One episode.
How much?
$100,000.
$100,000.
We'll give you an episode.
Oh, I have one last question to ask.
Yes.
I see the Prime Minister office being advertised, and every time I see advertisement on almost all the radio station, it's from the Prime Minister office. How much does that cost a day?
I don't know. You have to ask the rate on the different radio stations because they charge different.
Well, depending on what it's doing, it may not cost because these are free-to-air radio stations, and there's a certain amount of time that is allotted for
government broadcast.
Right. So hopefully it's not costing the taxpayers anything.
It have to cost us. It must cost us.
Okay then.
Have to.
All right.
And that's a lot of money because I never used to hear so much of it. Yes, you have JIS back then, but not so much right through the day on different stations.
Yeah, but you know though, and this is something that the free to air do. There's a certain amount of time that is allocated for government broadcast.
For public service announcements.
So, like you said, the JIS that we do, that is what happens. So all the free to air have to do it, and then there's some that the government has to pay for because they want to have a certain allocation. All right
then.
Good.
Thank you.
You know,
knowledge is power.
Yeah, but cruise.
Let me share 2 things from before the phone rings again. Earl Brown says, in Canada, Labor Day is the day when the workers rest and the unions march, advocate for, rights of workers.
That's interesting.
Yes. And then he says roads belong to the government and citizens can't just go around fixing potholes, etc. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Dr. Lady.
How are you,
Hi,
sir?
Dave, how are you?
Good morning, good. Question, Pastor.
Yes, Dave.
Just say popcorn. Is it a bad or a good thing? Or is it showing what son?
I think it's a good thing when civic-minded citizens clean up the area. I don't know if it's showing up or it's not showing up, but that is left up to people to make that determination for themselves. But the fact that people are complaining and not wasn't happening, he did it because he was hosting him show there too. And you don't want to go to a show and the people say, "No, going up because it's stinking water or the mosquito them there for me." So it was a good gesture.
It's beyond even a good thing. It's an excellent thing. Excellent thing.
Okay.
And even whether he gets in trouble for it or not, in fact, it would be even better if he gets in trouble for it. Finally, he'd be in trouble for something worthwhile.
Something good instead of unruly. Being unruly.
You travel around the island and you check the patrol and trust me. I went to downtown to pull a vehicle on Thursday and I passed right before Tivoli, the entrance for patrol them. I am asking a question. This is Spanish show that out here, and to me, it's like somebody just create something and I create the hardship, and it's like nothing is there to make things easier. I mean, I said something easy 100% now, but check that before that Spanish show before Tivoli. You come now past right and stop like a Harvey Park or Walter. Cross the stoplight and we'll start there to pass. I mean, it's like Walter carpentry and these here. You build it up here. And the road is like that for months. For all the way up to Rebecca for months. People are driving on the sidewalk and you tell me no minutes. We are overtaxed and no minister, no bodyguard going to try to say, no, this is not fair, but this is not fair. Why we can't have teams to respond to the media?
Yeah.
Right?
So you see,
leadership.
Why I said that young man's intervention in his community is an excellent thing is because we have to get to that place where citizens see it as very much their business to bring about a solution to what is happening. The road you're describing, there are many businesses, wealthy businesses, that are along that stretch, and their customers, their workers traverse that roadway. It is not beyond our intellectual capacity to come together as business people, petition the mayor or whomever you want to petition, say to them, we will do it, here is the money, give us the engineering resources so we can get it done. You see, who was it that said their PM should have a heart for people? You need to have persons, businessmen, because whoever becomes your prime minister or your MP or your councillor comes out of the general population. All of us need to have a heart and a social conscience. And I'm not saying citizens need to get up and get their little, bucket of mortar and be doing things. But there are procedures and systems that we can use. Even here where Howard Mitchell was talking about the laziness of Parliament, he was saying there's nothing to indicate that all of the procedures, the instruments, the tools that are available to get more out of a process, out of your government, there's no indication that people are using it. If I'm in there's a road that I have to traverse to get to a place I've been frequenting, and I gather from my inquiry, the road terrible. In fact, I used to say that must be part of their security system. No getaway car can get away on that road. If you do something there, you better do it on foot, not even a motorbike. You would crash leaping from crater to crater.
No,
so it's a terrible you to navigate that little stretch. And there's a little stretch of road, but I gather that there's like 4 businesses on the road are owned by one person. and is some heavy duty equipment, some things that he brings on the road that most of the people there say is one man responsible for the damage to the road and water that he lets out of his factory when he wash out or whatever. That caused the road terrible. You seen a little spot like that now? Just give me 10 days. I've been thinking about it. I said, this cannot be right.
No, but and you see it's two things at work, you know. The neglect, but the lack of enforcement.
Yeah.
Because if in your road area you let what, you know, so the municipal can sue you. Because
damaging the public property.
Yes.
The infrastructure. So anyway, there are things citizens can do, and we need to get into the mode of thinking that way and say, all right, can't sit down and expect anybody going to come and do it.
There are laws.
Yeah.
Let us use it. Yeah.
Let me tell you something about that. I always say it again. From 1960, it's the first I was expecting better from this leader. This leader get a couple of my friends support, and it's not about politics, it's about our country. And it's like there's no body on the court. Where's the relevant body? I want to notice on the garden and the one with National Work Agent, they came on the TV and them had the protesting this year. And I'm saying on the TV, I'm saying to myself, that's why I pay you guys. It's not everybody going to discipline enough to keep the rubbish in them can and pocket. But that's why I'm paying you. You
enforce the law. Because there's a law. There's a law.
All the garden, minute and passing, you have to protest that. I went to Whiteham last week, Pastor. I walked. I parked the car and I walked from the stop at Oakland and Pastor. You have about 5 meters of rubbish on your right hand before the hotel. In the road, the rubbish about 20 garbage bin out there. In the road, madman dead. I mean, I said, where's it? You have to walk for a minute. And I said, 2 billion up. It's about 20 billion on the rubbish. It's like when you go down a river.
Yeah, man. And
we are paying these. Why the Prime Minister don't hold these people accountable? And I said, well, you're not in your work later. What happened to this Prime Minister? And then the opposition.
All right, we're going to take another call, Dave, because somebody is waiting, all right? All right, but thanks for the point. Yes. Morning, caller. Good morning, caller. Good morning, caller. But you know, he was talking about the road. There are some places that I drive all the time. And I know the pothole them there. Some beside them. And me tell you about one at a time, you know.
Oh, I clipped the edge one.
Yeah, man. Yes. Yeah. Good morning, caller. Thank you for calling. It's now 9:29.
Ooh, right.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, blessed good morning, Miss Minute.
Oh, this is righteousness.
Yeah, man, righteousness. Mr. Lawrence, everyone, the whole family, you know.
All right.
Good morning to you. But righteousness, you catch us right on the break. So we have like 1 minute if you want to use it.
Yeah, man, right? On the break. You see the break now?
It's 9:29. All right, thank you. So we'll just do it early and.
Praise the Lord, praise the Lord. God is good. This is already pastor and friend, Reverend Simon Peter Jones, inviting you, my friends, to listen every Tuesday evening on Best 100 FM at 7:30 p.m. for the program, The Voice of Hope, as we extend hope to the hopeless in this dying world. God is good. Be encouraged. Hope is in the Lord.
We're just a click away. www.bestfm.com. Streaming live on the internet.
Maljam Auto Parts, the place with the most purchased stuff for all your Mazda needs, is doing it again. A new Maljam trailer has arrived with parts to meet any and every Mazda need. Call 461-1786 or 923-4389. Maljam Auto Parts, 9 Kingswood Avenue off Waltham Park Road, Kingston, for all your Mazda needs.
What should a taxi service do for you? On-time taxi service is more than just a ride to the other side of town. They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
You can call us at 926-3866.
We are something special on the road.
Veteran Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Hagley Park Road. Veteran Printers, your best choice in printing.
Ready for the war, ready for the war.
And the world, you want us back? We are back. The Deliverance Ministry, led by me, the prophet Mark Stewart, right here on Best 100 FM. This and every Thursday night from 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Yes, it's War Room Thursday. Come on out and join us, each and every one, on Best 100 FM, 100.1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. Come on out. Join me, the prophet, Reverend Mark Stewart, and of course, the boss shot, Apostle Marshall. Come for your healing, breakthrough, deliverance, the prayer, the miracle, the word, the testimony, and so much more. Yes, my friends, Best 100 FM, Best 100 FM, War Room Thursday, 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Join us. We are going to live.
Ready for the war, ready for the war.
Best 100 FM is the authentic voice of Jamaica, promoting your prosperity with better vibes and better music. Let us promote your goods and services for you. Advertise with us. For more information, call our office at 876-276-8935. That's 276-8935.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minette and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Best 100.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Good morning, Righteousness. Thank you for holding. It's now 9:34.
Yeah, man. Blessed good morning, Pastor.
For some reason, I'm not hearing you. Is it on my side or his?
You hear me now?
Yeah, we hearing you now better. Talk loud, man.
You hear me? All right, yeah. All right, now, no problem. All right, my name, Mr. Money and Branch. You know, a long time in here, man.
That means you haven't been listening. He spoke to us about 4 times
last week,
calling 2-3 times because Pastor Percival exposed a certain truth, and it was not sitting well.
Yeah, man. No, but then by now, I realize that more time, you know, sometimes it's going like some people have a different topic from some other people because everybody can't talk about
okay. But what you talking about today, Righteousness? What is on your mind? What's on your
mind? My mind, you know.
Which is what?
All those righteousness alone upon man, and that become we talk about, you know.
Okay.
So
that impact the election then?
Huh?
How that will impact what's happening in Jamaica in terms of we're in election mode? What do you think?
Man, that impact a lot now.
Okay. So what?
Righteousness.
Yeah.
The fruit of the spirit is love, which is the fruit of the spirit is righteousness.
Mm-hmm.
So that impact a lot.
Okay.
So righteousness go for everything, you know.
Okay.
Righteousness, nobody you must say it's a pastor, you know. So you have to know your system. But the point is, in relationship, righteousness go for relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Righteousness go for Rasta. Go for Christian and non-Christian.
Mm-hmm.
For the Ballad and for the Rasta man and for the Muslim and for the Christian. For everyone righteousness. The Bible tells that.
Okay.
So without righteousness, no peace and no love can be.
Okay.
Righteousness is the capital thing on earth. A matter of fact, righteousness look down from heaven. Psalms 85:11. Righteousness look down from heaven. His crown is right, his intelligent throne is righteous. Psalm 50 verse 6.
Okay.
Even declare his righteousness.
Well, let me ask you a question. For the man in the street who can't eat a food.
For the man in the street, Mr. Competing to unnecessarily just your program, we used to deliver the word. Just make you feel at times, you feel a minute or two, because you know when you
righteousness. Righteousness.
Yeah, so just make me minute and Mr. Lawrence.
Yeah, man, but I'm asking you, hold on, righteousness. The question I'm asking you.
Yeah, answer, you know. Answer ask again, Pastor.
All right, so for the man who don't have no money in his pocket and can't feed him children and send them to school, how does righteousness impact him?
All right, let me tell you righteousness impact. Because the children they still go to school though. And no for we don't have money, we don't have money either. You know, so enough things go up on street and nothing could have man, even people offend and do the thing and to retaliate and just show righteousness, we not do it. And it's different.
Okay, so that's how it affects your relationship.
No, righteousness is not a normal thing between me and you and just a thing, you know. Righteousness, they're not true righteousness, they're not enough thing.
Okay.
Because I don't mean if you talk about the people when you not no money right now.
Yes.
They can run, go do all that thing and you just say, boy, they're not so no worthy just to righteousness. You know, right. No right to go rob a man right now. To go rob a little to rob a man's phone.
Okay.
But everybody now going to be until it's righteousness from generation to generation, everlasting.
Okay.
So that's righteousness to one. So you must say that. So when a man come and say PMP or JLP, we get a long time to talk and we start some good things and some good things and then laugh. No man, when we come love everyone in our righteousness is love, you know.
Okay. So what you're saying, we have to change our mindset and things in order to bring about
we. When you say we, what you mean? It's not changing. You say you're pastor. No things. You say I don't know what you come and talk. You know, I know you might change. I'm not you special now. With the program. Not about the Jew in general, just like we are talking about people.
Okay.
So we change already.
All right.
My mind is righteous.
All right.
So, and you know me you're perfect. You come to see the righteousness of God.
Amen.
Because this is somebody I find and look who are winning now. Some people to go out for to take a picture, you know. That's a virgin you can't hold on that they can't say it.
Okay.
I'm saying relationship wife and husband and people in war. Some people are thick silent and if I did them married. It's a virgin no man. Well, not for you.
All right then.
Some people no polish have nothing.
Okay.
So the righteousness is a white thing. So bless up, I just righteousness you them need. So when them come and so, we don't know if we animal was in disagreement, but we realize if some people come and tell righteousness like, you know.
Okay.
But if some people come and say other things again, no, because if you're a pastor, we don't filter rags and them things. That's why we don't so righteousness is filter rags. So if you're righteousness is filter rags, it's not of God.
Okay.
God not deal with nothing with filthy, and nothing unclean. So righteousness of honest, fear, godliness, love everyone.
All right, my brother. Blessings.
Take care. Yes, my brother.
Interesting.
Sometimes righteousness talks so fast. I have to really concentrate to
hear what he's saying.
To hear what he's saying. But yes, he made good use of his time.
But he's made a very important point in terms of relationships. That because you're thinking righteous, you're gonna do some evil things.
Good morning and welcome to the Morning Connection. It is well, my brother. How are you?
African, how are you? It's 9:39. Yeah,
excellent.
It's good to be here.
Yes. One quick question for you, African. Do you know who are the persons who are seeking to be your elected parish council person in your region of the world?
I think that is Ennis.
Okay. Somebody named Ennis, and what the other one name?
Not PNP, no, for that side.
Okay, all right. Them decide not for at all. Okay. All right, so what's on your mind today, African? What you thinking about?
Now look on the town them, the market them.
Yes.
These markets, which are them I think are the cleaner market in Jamaica?
Oh, you've got to beat. Spanish Town Market is off.
You've been to all of them?
No, I'm not, but the ones I've been to. So Spanish Town, that may even be considered.
So which ones are you
Stony Hill,
in the contest?
And there is Carnation Market. And there are many markets that side. But the the cleanest one I've seen to date is the one up at Stony Hill. Stony Hill. Them recently refurbished it and renovated it.
You know that one, African?
No.
So that one not in your contest. Which ones are in it?
I know the one at Spanish Town and I know them at town.
In the overall, what do you think? Are we doing a good job?
No, town not so nice. And Spanish Town not nice neither.
Okay.
And from what I understand, persons have to pay to sell in the market. You don't just go in and take a spot.
You don't own the pay to sell in there. You have to give to.
You have to give to, or you mean? When they come and take up your things, eh? So you mean?
You have to give to, man.
Okay. That's how the people pass. You know, I've been down, as him talk about that, I say, I've been down in Carnation Market, and I see the man just come through and take up stuff.
Oh, yes?
Yes, man. So they might take up, I say, but
it's a bartering arrangement.
Bartering arrangement. No, I said to the lady. So she said, that them do all the time, sir.
No security is in there, no.
No, serious, man.
So what brought it to the conversation list this morning?
Them about local government election have come up.
Right, that's one of the things, yeah.
I mean, I look on the work what them do all over the years.
Yes.
I mean, I say, them to do better in this community.
That is true. The markets are, while that is very important, most of the people who sell in the market don't come from the area. And most of the people who go there to shop don't come from the area either. And that might be one of the reasons too why it falls so low on list of priority, because the people to whom it matters most don't vote in that constituency.
This community.
Yes.
We have a local government system in Jamaica to deal with those things that don't require vote.
So why are you referring to it at the time of election then? If votes don't affect it.
If they matter about now, where the people are going to vote for, the people they want to vote, you know. But they want to know what the votes are.
Yeah. Well, one of the persons have said that why their shadow cabinet look the way it does is because it want to look at the local issues, want to give it back to the people at the local level. A very nice idea, laudable idea, but let's see how it works out, because we have said that a lot of the issues that impact people at the local level, the garbage collection, which is one of them, your road, your water, your market, those things are local issues.
You know what I'm talking about, you know, Reverend.
Yeah, so.
You know what I'm talking about, you know. And you have politicians that dress up in a three-piece suit that go in a parliament and talk about them constituency.
Yeah.
Nothing about them constituency, no care we are going, they're going to talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the representative is a very important thing in Jamaica right now.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, sir. I think everybody should be focused on that. And in the coming weeks, we will say as much as we can and encourage as much as we can. Thank you, African. Your call is wrapping up the show today. Bless you. We're at that point now where some people are packing up. So thank you very much, my brother. Yes, take care.
African. Blessings.
All right. So then, thank you online and on air. We appreciate the participation in the discussions this morning. Of course, they are ongoing discussions, and it is very important at this time that we focus our thoughts and our energies in making the best choices that we can for our nation. Mr. Producer, Mr. Engineer and company, Pastor Percival, thank you all very much. Have a great day.
As we close, I said bye-bye. Many are the plans in a man, but the Lord's will prevail. Have a good day. I Miss Oasis on our way in. Thank you very much. Walk good.
What's the matter, people? Solidarity. Everybody wants the same thing done. Everybody wants a happy end. They want to see the day on Saturday.